Are you guys nervous? Are you
thank you.
nervous to have a guest?
It's our first guest.
Being nervous is my resting state, so I'm used to it.
Who fucks these up every time?
Yeah, I've noticed that
Maybe it was the homeless people you let in.
Yeah, possibly.
I used to
You're
be
not
homeless,
wrong.
so I have a, you know,
Homeless?
there's a, I bring them with me whenever I can.
Well, see, that should have taught you a lesson, because I used to be homeless also, and I learned you don't trust homeless people.
Yeah,
you don't
because
fucking
you were
trust
one,
them.
I
right?
take care of
Like
you when you were
anything
homeless
else.
too.
I wouldn't trust myself when I was homeless.
Exactly.
The long period of time that I spent homeless was before we were friends.
Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit 'em with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
That's when I lived in a storage space for about a year. I was a starving artist. It was so romantic.
Oh my God. You
Aside
could
from-
stay at your parents, right? It's like
No.
me too. I put a tent in the backyard and was like, I'm moving out, Mom. Right?
Yeah, I
Do this anymore. No, I'm joking. You
at
probably
that period, I had gotten in so many fights with my stepdad that going back home wasn't an option. He kicked me out of the house once at that point. It was just after I got home from the Army. I stayed with my parents for a couple weeks, like maybe a month or something like that.
Yeah.
But what were you doing? What drugs were you on?
Were you on drugs?
Same thing I'm on now, heroin and crack. You take the heroin to calm down. You take the crack to bring you back up.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best combination of drugs, is taking an upper and a downer at the same time. It's a fucking roller coaster. But yeah, I got back from the military and I stayed with my parents for about a month or something like that. Got myself a job as a security guard, which is where I met Joel.
Oh yeah.
So it was just after
You were?
Yeah.
it was just after we
Guys,
met.
Let's talk about the old days. Okay.
Had
so
you not heard the story about how we met?
She
Did
must
you
have,
guys
but that
tell
was
me?
we
Now
probably
look.
told you in 2004.
Oh yeah, if that.
That or like one of the times that we get blackout drunk together. But
And you don't remember?
I know. I try not to get blackout, which is why I'm drinking a Booch Craft today. But did you tell me? No.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I think the only time that we ever really tell that story is just on
When
the.
you're having sex. So anyways.
Oh yeah, we whisper it in each other's ears.
Right, when you're post-coital. So you
makes us feel so
If
close.
you go, remember when you were a security guard and I was a security guard? Right? Is that how it goes? No, what
You
happened?
looked so hot in that uniform.
And I just thought, that's going to be my platonic life partner.
Didn't we already tell how we tell
Polo
the story
shirt
on this?
Did you tell
I
it
mean,
on the podcast?
Well, I think we've kind of glossed over it before.
Whatever,
a little bit.
just tell me.
Yeah.
But
The short version is, I was on the second floor of a building. He was on the bottom floor. We had never met before,
you were on a mezzanine level, Joel.
and I was
technically.
throwing candy at him because I was fucking bored.
Oh, because you were flirting.
Yeah.
So,
That's how we fell in love.
and you were like, who is this motherfucker? Or were you like,
Well, at first
man?
he didn't see me.
Oh, okay.
Like I would drop a candy onto his desk and hide before it hit the.
And you had never met him before?
No, I didn't even know that there was any. We both worked swing shift at the time, so we were working from like 4 p.m. until 1 a.m. or something like that.
Sure.
And I had a position, since I was one of the most presentable people that the company had, which meant that I wasn't fat and I knew how to wear my uniform. Sure. They put me at one of the
Combed
front
your hair
desks.
once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, probably at least twice a week at that point.
Sure.
The company, the security company that we were working for, had me working the front desk at one of their executive buildings because it was this huge campus for a biopharmaceutical company.
Okay.
So I was sitting at the front desk, and there was this sky bridge that ran directly over the top of the desk on the, I think it's called a mezzanine level, right above the desk I was working at. And I was just sitting there one night. I would always just sit there and read a book because there's nobody else around. I can get away with doing whatever the fuck I want.
Nerd.
Beat
know.
it, dork. Yeah.
Look
Just
where it
kidding.
got me,
I'm
though.
joking.
Look where it
Look
got
at where
me.
we are. Where's the dicks? Yeah.
Oh,
They're-
dicks are over
Oh,
there.
see?
Living the high
Good
life.
thing you were reading.
Hell yeah.
So,
See, I wasn't
yeah, it
flirting.
was-
I was like, oh, that guy's
You
a
were like,
dork.
that guy's-
I'm gonna throw shit at him.
I'm a bully and I shove nerds, right?
He thought that I was a dork, and I thought that he was an asshole, and somehow we ended up being friends. Because
And then the dork goes in the asshole, and
Right.
we're in love.
here
and it
we go.
works.
And you
Opposites
make a little
attract.
little dork baby. called this podcast,
Yeah.
which is a little dork butt baby, right? Mm-hmm. And when I describe Iconoblast to people, that's what I say, with no other description.
And with a straight face, I'm sure.
And with a straight face. And they're like, oh, okay, what is
'Cause it's
the
true.
new show? And I'm like, well, it's kind of like a dork butt baby. And I run away, right? And then I just leave. And so it's actually driven a lot of people to the site, right? To the podcast.
Apparently, we're ranked 27 on iTunes, the history category right now.
Yeah, thanks for
Boys?
doing that. Thanks for
Yeah.
talking about us, you know?
Yeah.
Then
Thank
running
you for
and
that
diving through a window
Yeah.
out of a 6-story building.
To anyone that would listen, yeah.
Which, talking about us being number 27 on iTunes right now, I want to talk about gratitude. And I want to know, how grateful are you for us coming out here? Because I'm sure you have to be.
Because it just really, no, I am really grateful, only because we will get into how we met each other as ex dirtbags. I mean,
Yes.
some of us are still,
We-
but
Come in
there's
and
a
out of it.
couple of us at the table that are reformed dirtbags. But anyway,
Reformed dirtbag crew for life.
Exactly.
For this half of my life.
for this half until we go back. But I'm just so happy. Like, I moved out here for work and, as you know, into the country, and I was getting major FOMO seeing you guys fucking still making indie shit and weird videos,
Indie life, movie life,
and traveling all over and just being dirtbags, dude. And I was like, fuck, I miss that, right? And when you guys said you wanted to move out here, I was like, hell yeah. Then I could have, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like it's
We've
one of
always
those.
I'm
we
not
stayed
explaining
connected
it.
this whole time. I know what you mean.
Yes, we've stayed connected, but we were in little, so we should probably talk about how we met, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Before
Before
the movie.
Bellflower.
Yeah. Boss of the Glory. We could talk about it, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Was it Boss of the Glory that we met?
Boss of the
That was the first time I met you.
Yes.
Was
Yeah,
through Boss of the Glory.
The
Yes.
trio met on Boss of the Glory.
Okay,
We
the
had
three
we
of us
met
here.
before that through the Stim TV or whatever it was called.
When you were editing
Doing
porn. dude.
editing porn and promos and
So you're someone that I talk about when I talk about editing porn, where I'm like, I have a friend that used to edit porn.
okay, well, it wasn't editing porn exactly. It was
I know, but it was
pulling clips and making hashtags for porn that was already shot and edited.
It's much more respectable.
right. but
less
it's-
horrible than actually working in porn.
But I think that you said either it
was
was
a
you
contract.
or Eben, but said you just get desensitized to it, and you're just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
and you don't want to see any porn ever, which I can't imagine, but. And
Yeah.
you're just kind of this is nothing. It just ends up being
it became a normal job after 3 weeks.
right.
The first week I didn't
Was
get
it
any work
traumatizing
done.
in any way? No,
I stopped caring about it.
which is weird.
Yeah, even
Sort of like a combat veteran. You see enough blood and
Yeah.
guts, and eventually you have to adapt.
I think
yeah,
exactly
I'm
right, Coop.
I'm
Joel, you're a combat veteran. God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why I
Cheers.
don't really watch porn that much anymore. Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bullshit,
Cheers.
but sure.
I know. Let's
Cheers.
be real.
As much as I used to. I didn't say not at all.
Oh, okay. So only 2 or 3 hours out of the day, as opposed to
No, 2 or 3
8
times a
to
day
12 a
with
day.
about 10 seconds each time.
Yeah, if you have to watch porn for longer than an hour,
There's something wrong with
there's
you.
something wrong. If you don't have,
It's a quick job.
it's a quick job. You have your go-tos.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
yeah, I
something
mean,
that
at
you're
least you
searching
should.
isn't doing the job, you're like, well, I can go back to old trusty, right?
Good old
And
faithful.
that'll do the job. And then it's just a curiosity. But like I said, I've said before, I've said a million times, all roads on the internet lead to the inside of someone's butthole. And so it just always goes to butthole shit, dude. Anyway, we don't need to talk
that's-
about that.
I'm not a fan of that. I try to avoid it. You always end up on it, and then
You always end up there. Whether you're a fan of it or not, it's always going to, if you click on more than 2 videos,
It goes
the
to butt
third
play,
one's
yeah.
going to be the absolute inside. However far they can go with however big.
Well, it's because it's the
Because we're
final
all
frontier. I mean,
desensitized,
where
right?
else are you going to go?
Exact. Where else are you going to go?
I mean, mouth and pussy, that's old news.
Mouth, pussy, right?
I
Double
guess,
penetration.
yeah.
I mean, let's go through it. So double penetration, Yeah, mouth, pussy,
Multiple
butthole,
penises in one hole.
Now,
DVDA. You got the double
urethra.
vaginal,
What is
double
it?
Do you
anal.
know about this urethra?
Sounding. Yeah, not
Wait,
my
no,
cup of tea.
Fucking the dick hole?
Fucking the woman
Dick hole.
pee hole.
Oh, God.
Okay, that I haven't seen yet. That's got to cause
Boys.
incontinence, though.
Settle up. Get it. Get out to the
Okay.
People always make fun of me.
So we're
'cause I'll
talking
go-
about John Lennon
Oh,
today.
sorry.
No.
Don't get me started. Every podcast I go on, I just start talking about.
No,
porn.
Well,
You
no,
have to
we're
stop.
not talking about that yet because I want to know about this.
Yeah, so there's always like in porn, there's always that leathery, super tan, older gal that is
She's running out
down
of time.
for whatever, right? And like needs to, as you say, get to the next frontier, right?
Yeah.
Like the
Trailblazer.
butthole, it has been, you've put the biggest thing you can in there, done, right? Vagina, you've put the biggest thing in there, done. All the other things. So there is one that I've seen that the pee hole she has somehow stretched out to where. Oh God! You look so
How-
confused.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
how do you start doing that?
Well, it'd be like anything else that you stretch out, right, Coop?
Oh, yeah, I've,
Right.
I've
so
got
you like start
plugs in
with
my ears. So
what would you reckon? A Q-tip, and then you go bigger, and then you go
I mean,
bigger,
even
and
a-
then finally you
even a
can.
Q-tip feels like it would be a big place to start. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got
This is disturbing. This is the most disturbing conversation we've had on the show.
Really?
I think it is.
Well, you've only had one guest, me.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still breaking ourselves into it. What's up with the mask, Joel?
I got nervous.
He's uncomfortable.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Jesse knows me.
I know you. If I look too much at you, that's going to be the mask. And then also if I talk about things like urethra fucking, you're going to hide. And you actually wanted to go under the bed, and you're like, no, I have to do a show.
I have a show.
So the other alternative is putting on the mask.
Well, God bless you for stepping up to the plate.
Yeah,
I'm
good
still
for
here.
you.
Still here.
So anyways,
About this
again,
urethra
don't
fucking.
get me started. But yeah, so urethra fucking,
That's a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
You've done it?
no.
With Ross?
I haven't done any of this shit, guys.
How do you
I
know
mean,
about
not
it?
any of it, but
this before.
Not this particular thing.
not this particular thing, and not the like, yeah. So like prolapse, no, that's an injury. Dan Holloway had to tell me that because I was like, oh,
Has he
can
had a
everyone
prolapse
just
injury?
prolapse? And he was like, Jesse, that's an injury, right? So if
Yeah,
someone can prolapse their anus in that way, something's wrong.
I've never understood the attraction. I mean, there's plenty of stuff on the internet that I don't understand the attraction
Sure,
behind.
sure.
But that specifically, I mean, it
It's
looks
an
like
injury. I mean, you're literally looking at someone's like injury, and
I can't believe I'm the one trying to wrangle this conversation.
I know,
I've
just
never tried to
listen,
wrangle
though.
a
This is hot
conversation
shit.
before.
so any fan that's maybe listening to this show that listens to Ross Patterson Revolution or Drinking Bros could have predicted that when Jessie came on the show, she would definitely talk about prolapse, right? I don't know. I'm fascinated.
it's your calling card.
Yeah. So they're gonna be like, Jessie's gonna be talking about this fucking bullshit. So here you go. Obviously, Jessie Wiseman is on the show because we are talking about prolapse and then all kinds of other weird shit that
Yeah,
I've found on the internet.
yeah. Well,
Fucking female pee holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which you know who I bet probably did do a whole lot of that is our topic of the day, which is John Lennon.
Perfect.
See that segue?
Did you see that?
See that segue?
Because I bet he
Nice.
did. Him and Yoko?
Oh,
For sure, bro.
I bet that. No disrespect to Yoko Ono, but I bet that she did a whole lot of experimenting and wrecked shop before John even showed up in the picture.
Oh, yes. Yes. And now John Lennon, he was in what band?
The Quarrymen.
Yeah, who is this guy?
The Birds. No.
Yeah.
Yardbirds.
Well, no, he actually was in the Quarrymen.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, all right. Well, I will get into the story now. If you guys want to just sit back and enjoy, but
If
jump in whenever
anyone's
you
still
want.
listening, right?
Oh, they got to
So
be
what
that.
we did in the beginning was kind of weed out all the fucking losers and dorks.
All the fucking
pussies.
nerds.
And now people that are into fucking prolapse are here, dude.
They're ready for a good
Welcome.
story.
Welcome, dirtbags. Carry on.
John Winston Lennon, later John Winston Ono Lennon, was born October 9th, 1940 in Liverpool during
changed
the
his
early
name?
stages of World War II. Yeah,
From what?
From John Winston Lennon. He hyphenated his last name once he got married to Yoko Ono.
What a fucking loser, dude.
Right?
Sorry.
We see who wears the pants in that family.
Now look, I don't know much. I've only come with my hatred,
Me too.
right? I've come with an open hatred. With an open box of hatred for this guy, and everyone knows that. So I'm so excited, Coop.
I am here to
learn-
justify that hatred for you.
Okay, I'm here to learn about it. I'm really, really excited. And I'm sorry if I interrupt you because I've been drinking. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no.
This
You know Joel, right?
Yeah. You've met Joel, right?
Have
Joel
you ever
with the
completed
mask.
a sentence around him?
It's so true. Actually, I have. I'm very powerful. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a little bit too timid for that.
What?
John,
I was waiting for him to say something so I could interrupt him.
and I
He took a long
kinda,
pause.
Well,
I'm going
that's
to take off my mask
You
now
guys
because
are
okay.
you're not
fucking-
talking about...
You can take your mask off.
Can I let you know that you guys are so cute together?
Oh,
okay.
thank you.
Carry on.
John Winston Lennon was born October 9th, 1940 in Liverpool during the early stages of World War II, allegedly during an air raid, but this has been proven to be false. John Lennon liked to embellish a lot about his past.
He would never.
No, he's such an honest, upstanding person. Was such an honest, upstanding person. Spoiler alert, he's dead. His father, Alfred, was a merchant sailor, spending much of John's infancy deployed. During Alfred's absence, John's mother, Julia, was left to care for little Lennon all by herself. And that's John Lennon, not the communist Lennon.
Okay.
Alfred knew taking care of a child alone was a stressful job, so in his letters home, he would often encourage Julia to go out and have fun. Unfortunately for Alfred, Julia's idea of having fun was finding a Welsh soldier named Taffy and letting him plow her like a fertile field.
No, but listen, though. But listen.
Taffy?
I mean, that is fun.
If your husband says, go have fun, I don't take it any other way.
You've got carte blanche
You
at
know
that
what I mean,
point.
though?
He should have worded it more clearly,
Especially
honestly.
in those days.
As long as it's not more
women
than
weren't
fun.
allowed to and still shouldn't be, but women back
Obviously.
then could not go out and have fun. So what he meant was exactly what she did.
Yeah,
I would
go
say.
do that.
Go get plowed by a Welsh soldier named Taffy.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't have said Taffy personally because that's a stupid name, but I would just be like, yeah, go find a soldier and just let him fucking rail you.
Yeah, it is
As long as she
Liverpool,
doesn't
though.
fall in love.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
True,
if you're
be-
at the point where you're like, you know what, you need to get yours, I'm going to get mine while I'm gone. If it's an agreement, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what.
As long
What
as
do you
you're
guys
not
think
falling
is
in love with other
is
people.
emotional infidelity worse than physical infidelity?
think-
Of
Emotional
course.
infidelity.
100%,
course.
I think that.
So what if there's no physical contact whatsoever?
Well, it depends on
Is-
the deal. Oh,
I think that I'm going to generalize and say like 4 dudes. I think an emotional connection without sex, like with that build up to it or that thought of you don't know what it actually would be like, would be more of a bonding connection than if you actually like did it, know what it's like, and can leave, right?
Yeah.
It's the idea of that not happening, the anticipation of it, that will bond you to that person, and you'll always fucking think about what it would be like if you had an emotional, affair, right?
That's a very
If
good
you have
point.
physical, like you're drunk, you're whatever, it's like you're not gonna wonder how that was.
it's the same
'Cause
as
you know how it was.
porn, yeah.
Yeah,
Same
at
with
that point, you're
Butthole
Right?
porn you were talking about.
prolapse porn
Yeah.
or the urethra fucking. It's exactly the same. No, well, I mean, at that point, if there's, I mean, I'm not, I wouldn't be accepting of it necessarily, but at a certain point, if you have no interest in the person, you're just jerking off using somebody else's body.
Right.
So the
Right.
emotional adultery, yeah, I think like that's a little bit more egregious.
There's more involved, right? You have to like call, text,
Spend all that
be
time
there
talking
for
to each
them,
other.
right? If you're gonna do that, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's,
mean?
That's pretty shitty. So Alfred should have been a
the
little bit
point that
more
I was-
specific.
Well, he was cool with it. Wait, she left him?
It kind of did sound
Well,
when you
we're
were
getting to
saying
that.
like he
Yeah.
said go have fun that he was cool.
He was
with
like,
it.
you know what?
Well,
you
he
do what
was-
you need to do. Just I'll be when I come back.
right.
He was telling her that I know that this is a rough situation that you're in. So if you need to go out and blow off some steam, just find a babysitter, go out and have some fun. She didn't find a babysitter. She would just leave
She
John
found a
home
dick.
alone and then, oh yeah, Yeah, for sure. From Taffy.
Okay.
But I don't think that he was. I don't think he was specifically saying, "Go find some off-duty soldiers and just fuck the shit out of them."
Right.
Right.
Maybe it was implied. I don't know. I
mean,
actually.
we can do a whole episode about swinging, and you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
But we've got a lot.
We
Got a
we
lot,
we got a
more
lot to
fucking
cover here.
Bullshit with this.
got a
guy.
lot of shit to cover on this one.
I think Jesse's mic needs to come up.
We should be good now.
Say something.
Hello, the guest should always be louder than you guys.
Okay. Now you've got the highest levels on the board.
Oh shit! But not blown out.
Yeah, it still shouldn't be blown out.
Not like
we're
that
not-
lady's urethra. Fucking Joel. That really makes you uncomfortable?
Fucking the urethra?
Yeah.
It just
We're
reminds
just
me of like a cloaca.
talking about it. It's not funny to you? Have you
Yeah,
seen the Snoop
yeah.
Dogg porn? Okay, go
I don't
ahead.
really think it's not. Okay, Snoop Dogg porn. Now I had
What's that?
something else to say, but now I'm curious.
You guys
What-
haven't seen the Snoop? So this was the first time
Wait, Snoop made a.
porn way back in the day. He's not really in it.
It was
He's
just
sort
the
of
one where-
rapping around people.
He's like
fucking.
the MC of
heard
a,
about that.
Yeah,
a porn
yeah.
shoot.
I didn't
I've
see
seen
that.
and a
clips
lot
from it,
of
but
just
I never
it's
watched it.
basically just a house party. It's like dudes playing video games, and then they pan down, and it's like a girl sucking his dick or whatever, and it's just Snoop kind of walking through. So he doesn't really do anything, but it's his porn party.
Wait, and was there
It's
somebody?
a DVD. You can get it.
Was there
man.
somebody getting fucked in the urethra in that, or
No,
or,
that's a
good old-
separate thing. I just kind of word association with porn sort of thing.
Whenever I think of porn, I automatically think of Snoop Dogg walking around a party where a bunch of people are fucking.
Yeah. No, I was saying he has a porn. I was like, look, that's the thing. I was saying that was a porn that I don't know if you guys did this back in the day, but people would like when you were younger, whatever, people would put on a porn, you'd start laughing at it like,
Oh yeah,
and
me
then
and my
like
friends did that
after a
with Paris
while,
Hilton's
it
porn.
would be like,
Everyone's
we're
kind
not
of watching it.
laughing at this anymore, and then it's uncomfortable. So that was the Snoop Dogg porn. That was like the first time when like people put on something like, dude, have you seen this? And then everyone kind of was like, okay, so this
Okay,
is
now I'm
just
feeling uncomfortable.
yeah. Like we can't really. There's so many jokes you can make until you're all just sitting silent watching a
Watching
fucking
porn,
porn, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's usually at least from my experience, the one person that's just a little bit too locked into it.
Yeah,
It's-
guys, I mean, am I right? And you're like,
Usually
Yeah,
the,
dude.
the most repressed person that probably doesn't have access to it
for
at home.
sure.
I
Anyways,
missed the old porn days when you had to get one on VHS from your friends.
right?
Yeah.
I never had any. Well, no, I take that back. One of my friends brought over a VHS porn when I was young. It was the first porn that I ever saw, and it was a little shocking for me at the time. So I'd never seen it before.
Sure.
Dude, I caught my cousin jerking off to Star Wars while his grandma was asleep in the room, in the living room.
What scene?
Princess
bikini
Leia and
scene,
Oh,
obviously,
okay.
right?
Well, then,
Yeah,
then what's the problem? The fact that
Yeah.
the grandma was in the room.
I think the grandma in the room, Coop. Do you know? Okay.
well,
There's a market for it.
Yeah, I guess.
I walked right into the living room. There he was.
Look, that's bold. There was
That's
grandma,
really fucking
and then
bold.
there
I won't say
was
which
like
cousin.
there was the fact that your cousin could walk. I mean, you were in
I mean,
plain motherfucking sight.
Did he stop when you walked in?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so he had some taste.
He's lying.
Joel.
No, he did. But I was like, oh, it's cool, bro. And I left.
Then you went and sat on the couch next to his grandma. Was like, Shh, just keep going.
Set up a
It's
pillow
cool,
wall
it's cool. Yeah.
so you can't see each other's penises, and then you jerk off together. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the group of friends that I grew up with or went to.
You didn't do the pillow wall thing?
No.
You only have one
It's
porno.
a dude thing. It's a
Yeah,
dude
you only
thing.
have one porno, so you gotta. There's not enough time. So you set up
Well,
a
no, you-
pillow wall and you watch it together.
You just
Here we
you
go.
can't
trade it
Here we
around
go.
for
You can't
He was
see each
weekends.
acting
other.
all uncomfortable and shit. Now we know.
I wasn't
He's
watching
a
it.
little fuck.
Now we know if you just put up
Now we
some
know.
pillows right around
Then
you.
he could
you just
watch
go
all
to
the
town.
kinds. Then he could talk
Yeah,
about.
but I'm not fucking a cloaca or anything like that.
No, of course not, because you're not fucking a mermaid or a duck.
We're not getting into the mermaid.
No, we went into that for way too long the last episode.
oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Let's get back to it.
Well, now I feel like we need
Would
to
you fuck a
we
mermaid?
need to fill
Would
you.
I?
Yeah.
A merman?
Yeah.
How? Well, I'm sure you guys went over it in great detail.
Just answer yes or no.
Oh
No,
no.
see, because that's
I
not
don't
how
do
it works.
animal stuff.
You can't just say yes or no because you need to define some.
Yeah, because I need to know where the hole is.
Wait, why would you fuck the dude in a hole?
No, I'm saying like,
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I'm curious about that too. Well, wait,
is
but
there
where?
a penis on the merman?
Well, maybe he's got hands and he's got a mouth.
I mean, okay, so would I fool around with a mermaid?
See?
Let's be specific.
Exactly. This is what we got in a huge argument about in the last
When
episode.
you say fucking,
it can mean damn near anything.
Right, so it means anything and everything.
But generally,
fucking
penetration.
to me, would be like genital penetration.
Would you let a mermaid go down on you?
Girl mermaid?
Either one.
Merman.
A merman, sure.
Okay. Coop, merman, go down on you?
Whoa.
I mean, again, I need a little bit more information.
He's got long hair,
situation?
blonde. No beard.
exactly.
Well, then why wouldn't I just go with a mermaid? If it's a merman that looks like a chick, why wouldn't I just go
Because
with a
that's
mermaid?
what's there.
How's their personality?
Now we're getting into
His personality.
sexual.
How? Well, you don't know what they
orientation.
identify as, so don't
So you would.
assume gender.
So would I.
No, I don't think I would.
He only asked so that he could let you know that he would.
I'm trying to open up here.
He's one of those ask the question so you go, well, I would, right? Why don't you just answer first then?
We're not talking about this anymore.
Okay, carry on. What about this
For sure
fucking
had a-
piece of shit hippie?
We spent like 20 minutes arguing
Icon.
about
Much too long.
fucking a
arguing
mermaid
about-
or fucking Maid Marian from the Disney movie.
Which one?
The Fox.
the fox.
Sorry,
Disney's,
I know
Disney's Robin Hood.
Disney's
Oh,
Robin
okay,
Hood.
yes.
She's hot, right? Like
Yeah.
she was super sweet and kind.
Yeah.
Makes you want to fuck her.
Yeah, I had a crush on Mighty Mouse, so carry on.
Okay, well that's
Got one. Thank
understandable. Anyway,
Wait, you would fuck Mighty Mouse, but you wouldn't fuck a mermaid? Okay, wait, no,
No,
we
she-
can't go into that.
Look,
She
so
said-
when I was that age, he was like around my height, muscular. Same with Willow. I had a crush on
Willow
Willow.
Ufgood.
He was
Hell
my
yeah.
height, good looking at the time. We
Dude,
were
I
the
would
same.
fuck Willow.
To me, he was like a man that would have been my. You know what I mean?
I was trying to explain this. When you're younger, you have a different opinion of what things are.
Yes.
Like for me, with Maid Marian, she wasn't a fox to me. It was this super attractive
a feminine
woman. Feminine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Coop.
Well, okay,
Dude, what's up?
I can
Dirtbag crew.
okay, I can find like if we're talking about. I'm going to
Yeah, we
regret
are.
saying this stuff because it's all being recorded and this is going to go
Nope.
down in history.
Nope, it's just the three friends talking.
Nobody else is ever gonna see
Nobody's
this.
listening, friend.
So like if you're talking about like the Na'vi from Avatar, that's
I wouldn't
humanoid
fuck
enough where you're
But look, that's
Honestly,
now.
none of the characters in that and none of those ladies or whatever they are were ever attractive to me.
That's now. Like, think about, was there anyone when you were like a
I tried all
kid?
this.
Oh, okay.
no
That
I,
you
Maybe
were like,
if you say it, it's obviously working. When I say it, it's not.
because she's making sense. She's being
She's saying
specific
the
with her
exact
words.
same thing that I said.
No, she's not. She's using
so
specific
I'm using
terms.
like the example.
and
exactly
she's using
of
examples. She's not just
Willow.
saying like, "Oh, would you fuck a mermaid?" Oh, fuck you. You wouldn't fuck a mermaid?
I said a mermaid, Maid Marian.
And that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, for example, Willow, right? At the
She
time.
said Willow
right
and Maid
now,
Mm-hmm.
no. At the time, before you have a boyfriend or before you even know what that fucking shit is, right?
Well, I had
Just
a boyfriend at a really young age.
It's just like a.
I'm sitting right here.
You dated someone else. Your ideas of what is like feminine and attractive or masculine and attractive or all of this is like so weird, right? So
Yeah.
if you don't have a memory of that, that's fine. But we just have specific memories of before we even had partners or even liked girls or guys in any way, there were these characters that we found attractive for whatever reason that was, because that was
They
like
weren't.
an
It wasn't a
imprint
fox
of
to
our-
you. It wasn't Mighty
no,
Mouse
it
to
was
you.
like because the way that they did it, she was like a very feminine,
Oh, her little dance. You just did her
Fuck,
dance.
yes.
That was what got me.
right? Pretty,
She has a
fox
dance,
eyes,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Cute nose.
Well, I have always been a very boring and pragmatic person. I can't think of any time when I was a child where
Oh, this is actually true. What he's saying. This is what we talked about. This actually never happened to him, even as a kid.
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Like when he was a little kid and he saw Little Mermaid, he was like, "She's cute, but I can't fuck
Well,
her."
no, when I saw the Little Mermaid, I thought like, oh, wow, she's cute, and then she turns into a human. I was like, okay, well that's the version that I would
now
want.
I'm gonna fall in love. Like he had a block
Well,
already as a young kid where
I
he
never
couldn't
really-
even be attracted
Okay.
to her.
I never really
Okay.
fell in love with Ariel. I was
Yes, you
just
did.
no. I mean, not that I can think
Everyone
of.
knows you did, Coop.
We know.
Everyone in the office knows that you did. So I think you just need to admit it at this point.
Is it?
He can't.
And that's
Is it the
we're actually
giant?
not even recording. This is an intervention about how you've been
bunch of
denying
mermaids walk
the
in.
entire time that you were in love with her. I'm just joking.
It's the giant back tattoo that I have, the Little Mermaid, isn't it?
Oh my god, that would be fucking amazing. A la Ben Affleck. Like that fucking. Have you guys? Obviously, you guys have seen that. What?
When he
What
said
about-
that, I thought of Steve-O.
Ben Affleck's huge Phoenix Rising back tattoo.
What? When did he get that?
Yeah,
It
let's
was
look
a
this
long
up.
time ago, but he got spotted. Sorry, I'm on laptop for audio listeners, and I'm sure everyone listening is like, these fucking guys don't know about Ben Affleck's.
We're supposed to
back
know about this.
tattoo.
We should know
so-
these things. God damn it.
No, it's fine.
When did this happen?
It happened a long time ago, but he's always hid it. And then he did something. There was something at a beach. He was like playing on a beach or recording, or it's not recording, filming. And it was spotted. And it's fucking huge, you guys.
Does he like make up his back whenever he goes out?
But when do you see his back?
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
He stopped taking his shirt off a long time
So it
ago.
must have been like maybe after Gone Girl, right? Because he was like full on nude in that. So Ben Affleck back tattoo. It's fucking so stupid too.
It's huge. Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's
Kind of
real,
gangster, dude.
You think so? Oh, sorry.
Is that him?
No. Sorry. So it's this. It's not my phone. Okay, so it's that.
Holy shit.
What the hell? I had no
It's not
idea he
even
had that much
good.
ink. No.
Do you know what I mean? And so he doesn't even have that much ink. He literally has like one thing on his shoulder and then a huge,
Huge phoenix dragon thing.
very like weirdly colored and like coming from his
I like it.
butthole. Yeah. Okay. I knew you would. Carry on.
Okay, well, no, now,
It's like a
now
ripper
I
out
want
of his
Joel
butt.
to be attacked for his preferences because I'm always feeling attacked for mine on this show. Not from you, Jesse, from
Right.
Joel.
Okay. Thank you.
You've been very understanding, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Joel, what do you have to say? Just
Wait,
kidding.
so you're gonna fuck May Marian now, or
We've been over this before. From Robin Hood Men in Tights, yes. From any of the other Robin Hood movies, no, I'm not interested.
but you understand why
even
I am?
Kevin Costner's?
Yeah,
no,
I never really thought that she was that pretty.
no. She's always like,
I get
That's
it.
how
I
she
get
is.
it. I get it.
yeah.
I would hate that too.
It's annoying.
Who are we talking about?
Yeah, we're.
I'm
see,
sorry.
Joel. This
Sorry,
is
guys. We are going to get back to. I know you tuned in to actually
I've got a
learn
piece
about.
so bad.
to learn some history.
Well, go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
You can
Jesse
keep
and
going?
Jesse and I'll
Okay.
keep going.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
If you don't come back, that's fine.
I'm just gonna masturbate.
Sorry.
He's
Just going to
thinking of-
masturbate really quick.
This is the same thing
It's
that
the
happened in the
Snoop-
last
Yep.
episode.
Yep.
We start talking about
It's the
Maid
same thing that
Marian.
happened with the Snoop Dogg porn. And then people started like leaving, and I'm like, this isn't
Yeah,
funny.
I gotta go to the bathroom
anymore.
real
Yeah,
quick.
exactly.
Yeah, well, Joel and I back in the day, we used to. Have you ever heard of the website eFucked?
No.
Yeah, that was our party trick. Anytime we went to a party together, is at some point we would pull up this website called eFucked. For anybody listening at home, especially the children, it's
Sure, yeah, keep it-
EFUKT.com. And I don't know what it is now. That we kind of stopped going there when it just started turning into a normal fucked up porn site instead of being like a
Funny.
funny fucked up porn
Exactly.
site.
Exactly.
But it was an entire website where this one single guy would just pour through hours and hours and hours of porn from all over the world and find the most fucked up shit that he could find, and he would cut together like meme videos from it. He would add music and title cards and all this other
Yes,
stuff.
yes,
The very best one was I don't know what tree they come off of, but maybe it's like a walnut tree or something like that. There's this fruit that falls off of a certain type of tree that's covered with all these long, kind of flexible spikes.
Okay.
And there was this girl who was, it was obviously a S&M fetish of some sort.
Sure.
This girl's tied up, bent over what looks like one of those Olympic sawhorses.
Okay. Okay.
And they have one of those water balloon launchers. You know, it's like a giant slingshot with the cup on it. They're putting these spiky little fruits in the water balloon launcher and just launching them at her asshole.
Are they going in?
One of them does. Fucking perfect bullseye right in the brown eye. And the sounds that she makes are absolutely amazing because they're at first they're just bouncing off of her butt cheeks.
Sure, and it's like,
she's like, but then it goes right into the sweet spot, and it gets stuck there.
Wow,
it's fucking amazing. It's some very high class entertainment for anybody that needs a good time.
Funny porn, right?
Oh yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
Where is that?
I mean,
Probably doesn't really exist anymore, right?
No. Well, I mean, they've gotten rid of storylines in porn also, which is just a shame because that was some of the greatest acting I've ever seen.
So good. It's really like everything else. Like they're just trying to get to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm a plumber.
Everybody is so goddamn impatient nowadays. They can't follow a storyline.
Exactly.
It's a shame.
It didn't even seem like the actors wanted to like do it.
Yeah.
It was very much like, oh, is that your hammer? You're the plumber? All right, let's fucking go.
Okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's do this.
Please.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to be that disinterested in their job, I'm not going to be interested either. I need somebody that's going to commit to the role.
So am I. What about this fucker?
All right, yeah. So talking about John Lennon, we were talking about the Welsh soldier named Taffy that was plowing his mother Julia
Lord,
like a fertile field.
We're at the tip of the fucking iceberg.
We're
Let's go.
2 paragraphs into a 6-page document.
Let's go. We might have to do a part 2. Okay, go ahead.
Possibly. I already thought that the thing is I already split this into 2 parts. Like once I got to 6 pages, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be real tight getting all of this shit in there. Right. So yeah, we'll go for however long we feel like. So John's mother Julia turned out to be a fertile field indeed, and she became pregnant with Taffy's child. Okay. Turns out Taffy was a real piece of shit also, and he agreed to move in with Julia and help support the baby only if she gave up John. So Taffy was asking his mother, like, okay, put John up for adoption, and I'll move in with you and I'll take care of this baby that I put in you. Because he was an upstanding Welsh soldier. So I'm Welsh, so I can say this, but Welsh people are pieces of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that from experience.
Yeah.
Julia turned out... Oh, wait, there we go. Alfred eventually ended up going AWOL as a soldier and a father. This is Alfred, John Lennon's father.
Real.
Yeah, his real father, that at this point was deployed overseas as part of World War II.
Gotcha.
Alfred ended up going AWOL as a sailor and a father and disappeared in 1943. John's mother Julia only found out after Alfred was missing. John's mother Julia only found out Alfred was missing when she stopped receiving checks from him. He didn't stay out of the picture forever, though, as in 1945, mere months before Julia was about to give birth, Alfred suddenly showed up at their home in Liverpool. So he was missing for 2 years, no contact with anybody whatsoever, and then just suddenly shows up. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Before she was giving birth to what? Another?
This was the baby
Yes.
baby Taffy. From Taffy. Taffy split once she found out that she wasn't going to give up John. He just took off. None of them ever saw Taffy again. He just left and disappeared into history.
Good riddance.
But then, so John's father Alfred was already gone for, at least a year and 3 months.
She was pregnant right when she's about to give birth. Boom, I'm back. What happened?
Alfred shows up back in the picture. According to Alfred, the absence was due to him taking part in a real-life adventure. It began with him landing in an African jail for unknown reasons, which led him to take part in a series of shady underground deals. Ooh. It ended with a daring escape from the criminal syndicate, also he could be reunited with his beloved family. And it's safe to assume this is all bullshit.
Sure. He was on a bender.
It sounds believable.
Yeah. I've used that same excuse, guys. To the T. Yeah.
Because he disappeared not only from the military, because he was a sailor in the Navy, disappeared from everybody's life. He just took off. He
Yeah,
just
he was
disappeared.
just with somebody in another country for a while, got tired of that fucking shit, and came back.
He was probably somebody else's version of Taffy, where he went and found some lady that her husband was deployed overseas, knocked her up, and was like, "Hey, if you get rid of your other kids, I'll help take care of them for you." They were like, "No." He's like, "All right, well, I'll go back to my family."
Wow. Okay.
It's
I like that one. I might save it, though. That excuse.
Oh, no, it's a good one.
It's short and sweet, huh?
Everybody's going to believe it.
Everyone's going to believe it.
I haven't been here for the last 2 years because I was working as part of a criminal syndicate in Africa.
I was in jail in Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day, you could have excuses like that, right?
Oh, without the internet, for sure.
Without the internet, without any way of communicating, like you could literally come back and say the craziest shit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's a full-on lie.
You probably had to say it something crazy, or else they wouldn't believe you back then. It was probably reversed. Like if you came back and like, you know what, I was just kind of like tired.
Like, no,
I had a job and I just kind of was working the job, and
you're like,
I decided to come back.
That's not
bullshit.
That's not how things work, friend. Yeah.
I just went and knocked up some other lady. I offered to take care of her kid as long as she gave up her other kids, and she said no, and well, here I am.
Tell
that's bullshit.
The truth.
Tell the
truth. Yeah, yeah.
Do that.
No way that happened.
You were in Africa.
People don't do that. You were a prisoner of war, and only ladies were holding you in a cage.
Shoot straight with me. You killed Hitler, didn't you? Right?
You liar. Okay. Sorry, carry on.
Alfred's homecoming wasn't a particularly joyous event. Upon learning of his wife's pregnancy, Alfred offered to support Julia, John, and the unexpected baby. But Julia had grown fond of her newfound freedom and independence, so she refused the offer and sent Alfred packing. He wouldn't be gone for long, though. In July of 1946, in one last-ditch attempt to prove he could still be a huge piece of shit, Alfred took John under the pretense of a visit. In reality, Alfred planned to take the 6-year-old John and run away to New Zealand. Julia caught wind of the plan.
Like, why did these just go to Wisconsin? Do you know what I mean? Like, why?
Yeah, what is the
why
thought
is it
process
like
here?
so far?
That's the thing about European people. They think that short distances are far and far distances are short. I think it has something to do with the metric system.
Okay, fair.
That's why they need to use the imperial system that we use, because it makes a
works
lot more
way
sense.
Oh,
so
easy
much more sense.
peas. Now,
The conversion
I don't have
is
to look up ever how many
No, if you want to know,
centimeters are in. Yeah.
if you want to know how many feet are in a mile, it's
Easy.
intuitively 5,620. It just makes sense.
It comes naturally, yeah.
According to the version of the story John would tell later in his life, the way things went down was like something out of a movie. Alfred and Julia screamed at each other, arguing over who was more fit to take care of John. Eventually, they settled it like a couple fighting over a dog, placing John between them and forcing the 6-year-old to choose who to go with. John first went to join his father before changing his mind at the last second and running to his mother in tears. And he inherited his father's ability to embellish events of the past, because that's not really how it happened. There was an eyewitness account. No.
Oh, okay.
It was.
Because here's what I
It's
was
still
thinking.
shitty.
It's still shitty, but here's what I was thinking for a second is like, I hate like thinking someone's a piece of shit and hating them, and then finding out that they come by it honestly, or like about their childhood that like made them that way, and then I have to fucking feel bad about it. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, I just want to get right to
Oh no!
how I hate him, right? Not like his sad childhood.
We don't want to know why he's
But I
fucked up.
hope that you're going to tell me that wasn't real.
It's not true.
Okay.
But I mean, the real story isn't that much better.
I don't want to feel bad for him.
John's version of the story doesn't match up with the account of eyewitness Bill Hall. According to Hall, there was a
Fuck is
heated
Bill Hall
argument.
doing in
Bill
that?
Hall, yeah,
It's
classic Bill Hall
It's
movie.
just, I know, fucking Bill Hall. He's always talking like,
He's
oh no, that's
everywhere,
not how it
dude.
really happened.
He's everywhere.
I don't think he was in half of the situations he says he was. He's probably just like Alfred. According to Hall, there was a heated argument followed by both parents agreeing John would be better off living with his Aunt Mimi. It's still terrible, but not nearly as dramatic as the story that John was telling.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean,
Aunt Mimi sounds nice.
she was all right.
We'll see.
However the situation played out, John ended up with his Aunt Mimi, where he would spend the remainder of his childhood and most of his teenage years. Although no longer living with his mother, John still maintained a close relationship with her. Julia visited him on almost a daily basis and even bought John his first guitar in 1956, a Galatone Champion acoustic.
Mimi. I love Mimi.
Good old Mimi. Well, she was actually the only person in John's childhood that wasn't supportive of him pursuing music. At one point she told him, John, the guitar's all well and good, but you're never going to make any money off of it.
Well, she's not fucking wrong. I mean, in this one instance, but that was like the right advice.
Yeah, honestly, it was.
As you guys know.
Where his mom would, I have a failed music career behind me. I know.
No, but as you guys know, I always say, like, the best advice is to tell people not to follow their dreams, right? Like,
it's definitely the safest route, that's for sure.
Try and do something else.
Try to do something normal. It's so much fucking easier.
It's just so much fucking easier. No, you're not going to be happy, but who the fuck is?
You're not going to be happy in either situation. Happiness comes from within. It doesn't come from...
How many times do we hear these fuckers? Money I thought it would make me. Fuck you. Give it to me. Let me try and be fucking happy. Carry on.
Just for once. I mean, having a stable life, fucking pussies. That's my personal opinion. I don't know.
Sure.
John's life once again went to shit in 1958. When he was only 17 years old, his mother Julia was struck and killed by a car driven by an off-duty constable. And this off-duty constable, which a constable is like a cop, he had the equivalent of a learner's permit, like what we have here in America. So
he wasn't even
the constable. He's not even supposed to be driving by himself at that point, and he hit and killed John Lennon's mother. But it gave us a bunch of great music. So honestly, thank you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Did you really break the law? I bet he's like revered in Liverpool.
Is that guy still alive?
Oh, the constable? No, I doubt it.
Couldn't be.
Probably
he was
in
older.
His 40s
John
or something.
17. Okay.
Yeah, he'd definitely be dead.
God bless him.
So here's one of the first shitty things that John Lennon did. At least. Thank God for the guy that ran over John Lennon's mom. We wouldn't have all of this great music if it wasn't for that.
Great hypocritical hippie bullshit. Go ahead.
The accident was witnessed by Nigel Wally, a close friend of Lennon and bassist in his first band. Lennon blamed Nigel for not intervening and held a grudge against him that eventually ruined their relationship.
Okay.
So he was angry at another 17-year-old
for not jumping in front of the car.
And what is he going to do? Is he the Flash?
This is the beginning of him being a fucking piece of shit. Who would do that?
A piece of shit. That's who would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
You'd be mad at someone?
If it was Coop. If I was in a horrible accident and I watched Coop not try to save me, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed.
But how would he have saved you? Please tell me.
No, you'd try. We'd die together.
Well, John had no idea whether or not Nigel tried. Well, okay, so from Nigel's
friends and loved ones to a very high standard. I don't think that I could.
I know what I would do.
I don't think I could do it.
From Nigel's eyewitness account, he was just standing there on the side of the street and he heard a loud thump and he turned around and saw John's mom flying through the air. There was no chance for him to intervene. Yeah, he was supposed to catch her. Obviously.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
Why weren't you facing the street, idiot?
He was just fucking off, thinking about whatever.
3 flies up.
Yeah. Go along. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like, what are you supposed to do?
What the fuck was he supposed to do?
We know what Joel would do, and he's a psychopath, right?
Well, I know.
Well, apparently he would hold a grudge.
When you lose someone quick like that, you are quick to blame
other
the
people.
Closest people around you.
Fair.
So it's
you're not saying you're not saying it's rational, but you understand why he did that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's fine.
Fair enough. I can live with that. John Lennon isn't famous for having a shitty childhood. It was his involvement with a musical group that made him, as he would later put it, bigger than Jesus. The group I am referring to, of course, is the one and only
Yardbirds.
Quarrymen.
Yeah.
For those of you that didn't get into them until they became famous, that was the Beatles.
Losers.
The first name was the Beatles,
okay.
but just people jumping on the bandwagon. They like them once they became the Beatles, but if you don't know the Quarrymen.
I was wearing the spike belt like before everyone. Remember that shit? I was wearing it before it was cool. You're fucking wearing it.
Still have it. Okay, so
I've had this
and
since
here's
I was
the
12.
equivalent of that is like I continue to wear it, right? So it's either I wore it before everyone else was, or I keep it fucking going.
Still got it, yeah.
Love it.
I've still got my plugs. Got these in like
but they're very
2008 or something like that.
Have they always been that size?
Did
you gate?
No, well, I had them punched at like shit. I don't remember the numbers now anymore.
I got you beat, dude. My belt's like I was 12 when I got this.
How old were you when you got those? Because they're like the perfect size now. So somehow you had the like foresight to not go like bigger, and actually right now that's like the perfect classiest.
I lucked out because a friend of mine from the music scene, I got these while I was playing in a band, and everybody had piercings and shit like that.
I'm just joking.
I mean,
I was in a band.
It's no big deal.
Or anything, but,
we weren't the Quarrymen, but
we had some big shows.
We opened up for Avenged Sevenfold. We played Warped Tour. It's no big deal.
You played Warped Tour?
I don't want to brag.
In Ventura?
San Diego.
Oh shit! I was gonna say Ventura would have been like, oh, they let all of us fucking play that shit.
No, we had to travel 4 hours to go to San Diego and play one single show on Warped Tour. We were on one of the
It was a big deal.
It was a big.
They won Battle of the Bands.
It was a big deal to us. It wasn't a big deal to anybody else because we played to a crowd of like maybe 7,500 people. Maybe it was one of our smallest shows, and it was our like most impressive.
Can I find your music anywhere?
It's right there on the table there.
Oh, I mean, if I was a person listening to the show.
Nope.
Okay.
That's the last copy of it.
Really?
That exists.
Suburban?
Oh, here,
Please.
Spread it out.
Oh my gosh, please. Suburban Crisis.
Isn't that cute?
How pertinent.
And on the
Do you know
inside,
what I mean?
you might want to take a look at that. That's
look at Coop.
That's young Coop.
Wow.
I think I still have the.
Look at these bruises.
I think I still have the piercings.
They look real tough, right?
Laid, huh? Do you want to put it to the camera? Have you done it to the camera
let's
yet?
put it to the camera here.
We need Coop. You at least need to have Coop's face.
It's going to be out of focus, right?
No, it's going to lock on.
It'll lock it. It'll lock
there
it.
There
you go. There you go.
Oh
my gosh.
We were young and hopeful. That was before I lost my.
If you can guess which one Coop is, we'll send you a copy
now
of
I'm
one of
here.
the songs.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, dumb.
This is my fallback job.
I know. Ugh.
I am very protective over this though because this is the last surviving copy.
I would be too. Yeah, you can't get that anywhere. But anyways,
that would make this one of the
like
rarest albums in existence.
They were like the Hootie and the Blowfish of metal. Like they were real shitty, but some people liked them.
Yeah,
but they got on big shows. You know, they had
they were like the sellouts.
Why the fuck are they there?
Remember that shit? Like when your friend was like in a band that got any kind, like him playing at Warped Tour, I would have been like, sell out, dude. You're not playing at Billy O's, you're a fucking loser.
I've got a story about that because there was this guy, I can't remember his name, not like it even really matters, but there was this guy who went through the trouble of printing out a bunch of flyers talking shit about my band and how it's like, oh, these guys don't deserve the respect that they're getting. And he went around like all the places that you would drop off flyers to get people to go to your shows. Like, you know, you hang them up on telephone poles, but you also go around and put a stack of them at like CD stores or music stores or things like that. I don't think there's even any music stores anymore.
Popularity probably.
But that's like, it was the equivalent back then of someone like hating on you.
Exactly. They were
on
like,
the internet where you go like,
oh,
cool. Like as long as people are hating you, you fucking made it.
I mean, we never really had any problems from it because everybody there were people that were bringing it up like, hey, there's this flyer that this guy wrote that's just talking about how you guys don't deserve the respect that you're getting in the local music scene. I mean, we never really blew up outside of our own local county. We played some out of town shows, but I mean, nobody gave a shit about us outside of like Santa Barbara, Goleta, Ventura, Oxnard, like that whole area over in California. But this guy went through the fucking trouble of. Big. Oh, it was a lot of fun.
I saw a kid get his 2 front teeth kicked out at one of his shows.
You had it on video too.
Oh, at one of his shows? Oh.
Yeah.
That was a show that we played at. I don't think there was even a name for the venue because it was just in our friend's garage, but it got popular enough that he started booking other like underground hardcore bands to go and play there.
All the time,
And it was just this fucking guy's garage. His mom would go and sit in her bedroom while she was one of those moms that we were talking about earlier where she was more of a friend than a parent.
Sure. And that was the premier venue. That's what I fucking loved about that.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Like, that would be the thing where it's like, oh, man, if you played fucking Brian's mom's garage, dude, that fucking place is... You know what I mean?
If you shred hard enough, dude, you could
And it's always in a strip mall, and it's always, like, the most ridiculous, horrible place. I'm like, yes.
Oh, yeah. The venues... Our favorite venue to play at was this place called The Living Room over in Goleta, California.
Yes.
It was a
I know it. I saw a guy...
I loved it.
I saw a guy get his fucking, what's this bone? Occipital or whatever?
Occipital.
Orbital.
Orbital bone?
Then
So I
right
saw
here, I
some
think
guy
it's the
get
zygomatic
this
arch.
fucking completely shattered. Lost his eye.
God damn, what band were you watching?
I forget what happened. It was something at a door where he was the wrong person that was going to get elbowed. But my friend was walking out and the guy just fucking boom, like elbowed him like this. And
So it was like he caught an elbow that was meant for somebody else?
Was meant for somebody else. But look, that was the thing. And then nothing happened. There was no cops coming or anything. Like, literally, that's it. People are fucking breaking noses, losing eyes. You're at the living room.
Yeah,
Sorry.
come to think of it,
If you call the fucking cops, we're fucking killing you, right?
fucking loser.
You better just go to the emergency room and
just
deal with it yourself
Yeah,
because we're still actually partying here.
I think the only time that we ever had cops called to a show because an actual fight broke out was at a place called, it was in Oxnard, I think it was called Skate Street.
Yeah.
It was a stage that they had set up inside or on the second level of
that was
a
like
skate park.
underage shit though, right?
Yeah, I think it was
like,
the owners that actually called it because the people that owned the living room, they didn't give a fuck what happened there. Like
I don't even think they were there, bro.
No, they weren't. The only person that was there was the sound guy.
Yes.
He was the guy that would run the place the whole time, anytime these shows were going on.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit. He just sit in the back by his soundboard. And I mean, it's the same thing that I would do. Be like, all right, do whatever you want.
Sure, like
if you get in a fight,
the people that, the people that own it
are
fucking paying me, and I don't fucking care, and we don't actually even, you know what I mean? Like, nobody.
I mean, they would
mess this place up. It's in a strip mall. You know what I mean?
The place was pretty much running off of donations because they weren't making. The only reason that they made money on any of the shows that weren't like the bigger, more well-known bands, which there's not any well-known bands playing at the.
Not in that scene.
Not like sure. It's like more. I don't want to say underground, but like the most mainstream it would get is they would have like Zayo or Poison the Well, like bands that are popular within that particular genre of music.
Yeah.
But the reason the place was able to keep running is because it was the only place in the area where bands like that would play.
Yeah.
So kids would go and see whatever show was playing, whether they wanted to see it or not, just to give the place money and make sure that it kept running. It was like a family. Yeah. It was honestly a really cool place to play, but it was a fucking shithole. I mean, every single ceiling tile in that place was punched out because kids would just. We were a bunch of rowdy kids in the hardcore scene. We would fucking break everything because we were angry for no goddamn reason.
Well, for lots of reasons.
Clearly.
Well, yeah, because we were a bunch of like middle class suburban kids. We had lots of stuff to be pissed off about.
Oh, sure. Like that was the thing where we were like,
in the band.
Man, we're like,
well, I mean, even the people going to the shows.
In our house, right?
We were living in
Goleta,
Goleta, California.
Totally fine. We're like,
probably doing all right.
How do we get a little edge in our lives?
That's not why I went. I was poor. That's why I went.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, I have that narrative as well. But if you actually think back, were we that poor? Like
some
compared,
of us.
Were you homeless?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah, I lived with my mom I lived with my mom and my sister in a white Ford Bronco.
All right, fine. You know what I mean?
Okay,
fine.
Actually, it was a Blazer, not a Bronco.
See? You know what I mean? It's like how you think of a Blazer's nice.
It's way nicer, yeah.
Way nice.
Much better than a Bronco.
Only for a few months, and then we got a place.
He just totally blew my whole theory out of the water.
Well, that's
wait, I still want to hear the theory, though.
Okay. So I forget who was talking about it. It was some other actor that likes to say that he was like Amy Poehler, maybe Dax Shepard as well. They like to say that they had this like very hard upbringing, which is what a lot of people like to say, right? Which I did too. Like everything I have,
becoming
I had
a grown-up
to
is hard, no matter what.
Yeah, everything I have, I had to work for, right? We came from nothing. My parents didn't give me a bunch of money, right? Mm-hmm. Is your narrative that helps you be like, I'm here. Everything I have, I deserve.
Yeah.
Because I worked fucking hard and I came from nothing.
Yeah.
My parents weren't millionaires, right? But if you actually think back, you're like, like if you talk to your parents, they're like, well, you weren't like poor. We were like, middle class, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. Probably. Right? But you compare yourself or it just sounds better or memories are fucking weird, right?
Well, and it also feels like it was.
actually
for me, it's actually
were.
true.
So maybe I'm just a privileged bitch. But you actually did come from nothing.
Once my teenage years rolled around, I was a lot more privileged than I was as a young child. But when I was really young, I grew up as a redneck in the middle of nowhere in Southeast Oregon. And,
did you have a house?
We had a double wide trailer that was very breezy. I'll put it that way. It was a little cold during the winters, but we were poor enough. Which this is just me humble bragging here. We were poor enough that my mom had to go and poach deer to make sure that we had food. And
see, now like that is like kind of clout. And where you are, you go, who had the worst? Right.
What's crazy is the whole time my parents did. Well,
you had a trailer.
Joel wins.
We did have a trailer.
Second,
we had
and
a trailer.
I'm a loser. I was fine. I was fine.
My mom never went and hunted deer to feed her family, though. So,
but we did have a trailer to live in.
Yeah, we had a house. Eventually, it was like I was 7 when my mom divorced the rich guy that she was trying to lock down, and then we were homeless, and then it took a couple months, and then we lived in like a 1-bedroom apartment, 3 of us. We slept on the rug till the first paycheck, and then it was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and top ramen. We worked our way up.
Oh, you guys had money for jelly? We only had money for peanut butter.
Oh yeah, it was peanut butter first.
We only had goobers because we couldn't afford both separately. We had to buy them in the same jar, dude. But anyway,
we each got one bite of the sandwich.
Exactly,
that was it.
And that was it.
By the time I made it to high school, it was good. My mom did good. She did what she had to.
Right.
But there was some rough times up until then.
All right.
But then it was fine after that.
Well, you win.
Way to go, Joel.
Way to go, Joel. You
I
win.
won something.
Let's talk about some asshole that actually had a hard life.
Yeah.
John Lennon.
Hello, instead of you that lied about it. Fucking Blazer's a pimp ass car, dude.
It was cool. Yeah, sunroof.
It had a sunroof. I could see the stars as I cried myself to sleep. You won already, dude.
We get it. You were poor.
Your childhood sucks. Just kidding.
Well, it didn't suck that bad.
No, but it probably...
I had a bunch of good memories.
Exactly.
My
Your mom
always
was
made
there,
it seem like it was normal.
and she loved you, and you guys were having fun, and...
That's the funny thing about my childhood, too, is I didn't even think about us being poor growing up until I was like a teenager, and I started seeing all of my
and you
friends
start
from
talking to
more
people,
stable
right?
families.
Yeah.
Wait, Mom, we lived in a car, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, like you didn't
Shit like
even...
that. Like, wait, but I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents
You
did
have
a really good job of making sure that
Yes.
that we were taken
So
care
maybe
of. I
the
mean, we
middle
didn't have
class is
the
worse. Because the parents are like, oh, the kids are fine. They don't
Yeah.
make the fantasy world for you.
And then they look at other people being like, oh, we had such a hard time. It's like, you didn't.
So maybe it is you
so
that had the
bad.
hardest time.
You know what?
You know what?
I
Because
think
you
you're
were
right.
neglected.
I think you're right.
Is there anything else? Do you want to talk about this, Jessie? I mean, I'm sure
You can
there's
open up to
there's a
us.
lot of
It's
stuff.
okay.
Well, it's like
It's
we
safe
had-
here.
We had a second floor, but it like was never carpeted. I was just like, Dad, like, can you just like finish the floor, you know?
All of my friends had game rooms.
I know.
We didn't have a game room.
Didn't have extra chairs for my friends.
Yeah. And it was like, we only had 2 like huge beanbags, and like my friends would come over and they're like, where's my beanbag? And it's like, we only had 2.
Where were all your friends expected to sit? They must have hated going over there.
Exactly.
It's
You
tough
guys, I
growing up.
can't. I mean, I can't
Yeah,
talk about
we
it. So
can't get
what?
too far into it.
So what did this piece of shit have to go through? Loser.
In the 1950s, there was a revival of skiffle, which is an obnoxious combination of the worst elements of jazz, folk, and blues music. It's hard to come by a good recording of skiffle, but you can get an idea of how it sounds by playing Louis Armstrong over a bluegrass record while watching the rape scene from Deliverance. It's some of the
Shut
worst
up.
fucking music I've ever heard in my life. I mean, the recordings are all so bad that
Is it like Dave Matthews?
Oh no, it's way worse than that.
okay,
I mean, if you can imagine that, it's way worse than that.
I can't. But wow.
It's just it's a combination of like jazz and
like
bluegrass
nothing's going
with-
together. It's all just like
it
fucking
just
noise.
it could be an artifact of it being really old recordings from shitty
true,
bands,
yeah.
but it sounds terrible. I mean, look it up if you guys want to
good.
hear it.
No,
I've heard enough
We're
of it.
good. Yeah, we're good. Thanks, Coop. We actually won't do that, but thank you.
The trendsetter that he was, Lennon jumped on the skiffle bandwagon in 1956 and formed his first band, the Quarrymen. Alongside John were his friends Eric, never heard of him, Griffiths, Bill, nobody cares, Smith, and Pete, who gives a shit, Shotton. It was also during this time that he met his first love. In 1957, while attending the Liverpool College of Arts, Lennon met Cynthia Powell. Cynthia was already engaged at the time, but that didn't stop her from dyeing her hair blonde after learning John was a fan of Brigitte Bardot. Lennon eventually noticed Cynthia and asked her out on a date.
Wow.
Okay, it worked.
Cynthia was
went for
honest
it.
with him. Yeah, which I thought that was kind of strange that she's engaged,
That's
but
a
she
red
finds
flag
out
already,
that
yeah.
Right.
little bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, she was really fucking loyal to John, though. Before he even had a bunch of money, she was
And everybody
super
else
loyal
knew.
to him. Yeah. No, she was very dedicated to him. She actually, I mean, she had opportunity. Well, calling it an opportunity
took.
is, it's not necessarily an opportunity as much as it is waking up with a drunk guy trying to have sex with you. But it's much later
Here
in the
nor there.
story.
Here nor there.
She
Yeah,
still
yeah.
turned it down. So good on her.
Good
When
for
she
her.
woke up, yeah.
Good for her.
Well, yeah. Once she woke up, she was letting everything happen while she was asleep.
Yeah,
but as soon as she
exactly.
woke
What
up,
a little slut.
women.
I know.
Cynthia was honest with him and let him know that she was engaged. John had a way with words and romantically shouted, "I didn't ask you to fucking marry me, did I?"
Damn.
Yeah, he's always kind of
Sweetie.
been of a piece
That's
of.
such a sweetie.
He's such a romantic. With no valid response to such a logical argument, Cynthia broke off her engagement and started a relationship with John.
That did it,
Wow.
huh?
Yeah,
That won her over.
He's
Yeah,
so
who-
confident.
who would turn that down?
I know.
I wish somebody would ask me out that way. John
You
and
actually do, though.
Yeah, the way you just said that.
You
the
would,
look in your
though.
eye, you
Wouldn't
would
that
say,
be kind of
yeah,
cool if some girl's like, I didn't fucking ask you to marry me?
Let's do this.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Lame
honestly, it
out.
would kind of work for me. I like strong women. I'm definitely not going to be the man in the relationship. Fuck.
I like sluts. Yeah.
I
Carry
prefer
on.
to say strong women.
No, you're right. And you're right. Independent.
John and Cynthia's relationship continued in the same manner it began, with John being a complete asshole. He was astoundingly insecure and prone to jealous fits of rage. After seeing Cynthia dancing with his bandmate Stuart Sutcliffe, John slapped Cynthia so hard her head bounced off of a wall next to her. The abuse wasn't an isolated event. At one point, a cleaning woman at the college caught John beating Cynthia so viciously she had to step in and separate him. Right from
This
the
is
start,
before they're even married, right?
before they're even married, he was a passionate man.
Yeah.
So passionate.
He really followed his dreams.
I wish somebody loved me enough
Yep.
to kick
To
the
beat
shit
the
out of
shit out
me
of you,
when
yeah.
they were angry with me.
Yeah, it's just because he cared.
How else are you
though,
gonna know?
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
only because he cared so much.
It's because I love you so fucking much.
Yeah, I think famously in interviews he would say that. Like, I just don't know what to do with my emotions. I just hit. Men, women, I just hit.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, he did. Yeah. He,
Beautiful.
Said that in
yeah,
an interview.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He when he was talking
Well,
about
he says all of this shit. That's the thing. It's like out there.
and he would be so casual about it and
That
just
people would be like,
justify it and be like,
And
"Oh
they
yeah, of
were-
course."
And he was such an icon, if you will. Sorry. But like, he was just so fucking
the title of the show.
beloved that he could casually say that shit. And reporters would be like, oh, well, come on, John. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Such a
oh,
charming
calm
fellow.
down. Is that true? And he's like,
Funny joke.
he's
yeah,
like,
I beat the shit out of my girlfriend and future wife.
Stop it, John.
Like, no, I'm being dead serious. I hit her so hard that her head bounced off a wall.
You are hilarious. A comedian as well, right? Like, that's how it would go, though. And he would say the craziest fucking shit. And everyone was just so, and that's
in his defense, he was very clever. He got more clever
Yeah,
and witty
and
later in life,
Sure.
but he had a way with words. I mean, he told Cynthia, "I didn't ask you to fucking marry me, did I?"
He just had a fucking thing. He was charismatic.
He was good
knew
at talking.
exactly what he was doing, and at that time, even it was different. Now you can't say fucking. He couldn't even say, "I beat my wife," because they'd be like, "Now is it a woman? How does she identify?" Or whatever, right? So it's like,
Holy shit.
it is
For
what
sure,
it
that
is,
would
right?
be
Like
that would be the hottest part of that topic.
He could literally say whatever he wanted.
Oh yeah, and he
And
did it
he
for
did,
for
and that's
years.
how he eventually got to the fucking Jesus comment, because he literally could do no
I was
wrong.
going to say there was one statement that he made that he got
I'm
away with
Jesus
for a
forever.
long time,
Okay.
but he didn't get away with it forever.
Okay, fair enough. Carry on.
But if
I don't mean to infringe.
no, please, it's much more interesting than anything I'm fucking saying.
I
I'm
hate him
just
so much.
yeah, me too. He really was a piece of shit.
So when he was when he whipped her ass the first time and stuff, everyone just kind of knew about it already and just kind of brushed it under the carpet, or did this come out later?
no, I mean,
Yeah, did people-
yeah,
It was just
Well,
kind of like
yeah,
normal.
that
and then You
interview-
kind of like looked a blind eye because dudes were smacking women all the time back then.
I mean,
yeah, it
I
was just
think it
kind of
was the kind of
expected.
thing that she didn't tell, he didn't tell. There was no one around. I mean, that maid, whatever, but
Yeah, but the maid probably didn't say anything.
didn't
till
say anything.
later.
And I think that interview of him saying that I don't know how to deal with my emotions or whatever was later on.
yeah, that
Right?
that was
So it
much
was
later.
like-
That
When
was
he
after
starts back-
Beatlemania.
So
Yeah.
at the time, no, it was just something he fucking did.
Yeah, and then the times that he was admitting all of these things was post Beatlemania. I think it was post
Right.
Beatles, pretty much. So at that point, who's going to tell a legend
Exactly.
like John Lennon, like, "Oh, you're a
And
piece of
he's
shit"?
making it almost like he's a sympathetic figure in that way. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hey,
Oh, I was a
I
victim
don't
to
know
myself
how-
also.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
fucking
He's
great.
such a fucking asshole.
Brilliant.
In spite of the mistreatment, Cynthia
Brilliant.
loved John and stuck by his side. The mental and physical abuse was so bad her grades began to suffer, and her teachers begged her to leave him.
Wait, her grades? How old
Sorry,
was she?
what?
Yeah,
This
wait,
is
what the fuck? How old is she?
How old
No,
is
this is in college.
Okay.
Oh no,
I
not like
was
high school.
thinking-
No, they
I
were.
was imagining old
For
man
one
Lennon right
second-
now with a high school kid.
For 1 second, I was thinking high school.
Oh,
I
he's
don't know.
fucking
why.
a teenager.
Only because we hate him so much, I think we just assume.
Yeah.
I
How old is he
honestly
at the time?
wouldn't put
Yeah.
it past him. They're like 17.
70?
No. This is after that. So he's like 18, 19 years old. They were
Okay.
they were in college.
And they're both, and
Oh,
he
well, this is-
wasn't
okay,
in college.
never
maybe,
mind,
but
I'm not mad at
she
him.
was.
No, they were both going to the same college.
Okay,
They
got
were
it.
going to the
She was
Liverpool
probably
College of
beating the
Arts.
shit out of him too.
She was doing something to deserve it, honestly. John
You're
Lennon.
lucky you've got a misogynist on the show. Me. Because I fucking believe that shit. Go ahead.
Instead of leaving John, she left college. The same year that John met Cynthia, he met someone else he would treat like shit for years to come, Paul McCartney. McCartney joined the Quarrymen in 1957 and immediately bombed during their first show together. Although he had practiced relentlessly in the days leading up to the show, McCartney bungled the lead on 2 different songs, leading him to slink to the back of the stage and attempt to hide behind the other band members. John showed his support by laughing so hard he, quote, almost pissed himself. He said that himself. He laughed so much at McCartney for fucking up the solos that he was like, it was so funny, I almost pissed myself.
Jesus, what a dick.
Oh, yeah, he was a...
Can you imagine? Man, you were so fucking horrible.
Dude,
I almost fucking pissed my
Okay,
pants.
Joel...
are they best friends or do they not know each other? That's
No,
a big
I-
part of this. Because if it was you,
Oh,
No,
okay.
McCartney-
Were they friends?
I'd be sorry, and then I'd
No,
No, you're right.
At
You're
that
right.
point,
fucking laugh in your
McCartney
face.
had just joined the band.
Just
it was
joined.
their,
Okay,
their
no.
first
Good
show
no.
together.
Right?
yeah, that's fucked up.
It'd be like Giorgio being like, or whatever.
Yeah,
That
You're like,
fucking
oh,
Joel,
you fucking
that was
loser.
so
You don't know how to
fucked
do
up.
this.
the lighting looks like shit, dude.
I fucking almost pissed my pants laughing at it. Right? You're like, holy
I've never
shit.
set this camera up before.
I know, like I'm just trying to learn my job.
Honestly, I'm surprised that McCartney even stuck around after that. Because over the years, I personally think that Paul McCartney is a better musician and songwriter than John Lennon was. McCartney wrote almost the entire Sgt. Pepper album, which is one of my
I think that's
personal favorite
probably
albums.
true.
I don't know what that album is.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Sergeant Pepper? Oh, shut up.
I'm sure
Are you being serious?
you for sure heard it, even if you don't know
Yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah.
the
Maybe.
name of the album.
Sergeant Pepper.
I've never listened to a Beatles album or any of the albums you've mentioned so
All right, I'm
far.
gonna go.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. And
I'm just joking. I am gonna pee though.
I mean, maybe we can.
Carry on. Teach him about
So,
Sgt. Pepper.
so-
I mean, are you kidding me?
Sergeant Pepper was one
What's
of
the
their.
song? What's one of the songs?
Sing it. Line
Uh,
for line, bar for bar.
Okay, well, Jesse's telling me to. Well, there's a song on Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band called Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And I'm sure that you've heard this stuff before.
I'm being honest. It doesn't even ring a bell. Like I've
Well,
never
no,
even heard the name.
what I'm saying is I'm sure you've heard the songs because now that I'm being asked what songs come from it, I can't remember the
Can't
names of
think
the
of one,
fucking
yeah.
songs anymore. I believe I Am the
Were they
Walrus
popular?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought
yeah,
that
hugely
I Am the
popular.
Walrus. I thought that was Beatles.
It is the Beatles.
Oh,
The-
that's from that album.
The album is called
Sergeant
Sergeant Pepper's
Pepper.
Lonely
Oh,
Hearts
okay.
Club Band. And let's see what else is on there.
That song sucks.
How dare you? Well, I was just into it because it was weird, but
I've
it's
never liked a single Beatles song.
really.
Yeah, they don't really. I don't connect with them.
You don't like?
Anytime I ever say this, everyone fucking gets mad at me.
Oh no,
But I've never liked the
anyone
Beatles.
can talk shit about the Beatles around me, and I don't fucking care because 90% of their discography I don't fucking care about.
I don't understand what. Yeah, I don't understand it.
Well, they were groundbreaking. They kind of helped develop rock and roll.
Ruined rock and roll. Yeah, what it could have been.
Well, I mean, what else was it?
Actually, it was awesome for a while after them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands that are around now that might not be around if it weren't for the Beatles.
I respect them for that.
So they deserve respect in that sense, but maybe not as much as they get. Like their later albums were good.
What's like
musically,
what's a
like-
song that you would say that is like the shit? Like that should be on your playlist.
From the Beatles?
Yeah. Isn't it like they're like very? It's like a certain mood. Even Beatles fans have to be in like a certain mood to listen to them. Like if you're like
Eleanor
painting-
Rigby is a good song.
Don't know that one.
Here Comes the Sun. I like that one.
I know that song. That song sucks.
In your opinion.
Oh God, she's coming back.
Why don't we do it in the road? Isn't the only Beatles song that I like.
Wait, that sounded cool.
Yeah. What is that? Revolver? Which one's that?
I think that one's off of Revolver. They didn't start getting real sexy with their music until around the time Revolver came out.
Yeah.
Hey Joel, can you take over for me a minute with that top paragraph there?
No.
Now I need to go pee. Or you guys can just.
He wants me to do
riff
it. Okay, the
amongst
top
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's where I left off. I'm gonna go.
McCartney looked for a replacement for himself. Wait, why? Because of the
'cause that's what he
laughing
already
thing?
did.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So he's trying to replace himself because he's pissed.
Yeah, why are you so mad?
No, McCartney is.
Oh,
So
I'm mad for totally.
McCartney looked for
He's
a
always
replacement
mad.
for himself and
McCartney didn't want to be the lead guitarist anymore.
got it. Thanks, Coop. Really is hard when the host leaves,
yeah.
right?
Now what are we?
You're sort of just out there dangling in the wind. But anyway.
You're gonna try it. You're actually gonna try to do it.
Yeah. Looked for a replacement for himself and found it in 15-year-old George Harrison. He was 15 years old when he. Well, I guess they were all 19 and shit, right?
So
So
yeah.
Harrison auditioned by playing Guitar Boogie Shuffle, one of the songs McCartney had failed to play live,
It
right?
got made fun of. Yeah.
And so he came in and was like, guess what? I saw
Sucked.
you fuck up. I'm going to do it the right way and obviously
And
get
then
it.
crushed it.
Lennon was impressed, but worried Harrison was too young. They had a second meeting on the second level of a double-decker bus. Whoa. Lot of doubles and seconds
Like
in
was
that
that?
sentence.
Was that like a party bus? Like their tour bus or just
No,
a?
double-decker in Britain, you know?
But was it theirs? You think they owned it by that? Are they famous yet? They're not famous
No.
yet. Okay, I keep forgetting that.
See? They had a second meeting on the second level of
Of
a
this
double-decker
double-decker.
bus where Harrison finally earned his place in the band by playing Raunchy by Bill.
If
Just
Coop would have said all that together, it would have sounded cool.
Yeah.
Not that you aren't cool.
No,
just
but the
I could
way
tell
that
it was written.
yeah, he's
for
writing
himself.
for himself.
Yeah.
If you were writing for me, it would be you'd have to dumb it down a lot.
Put some butthole jokes in there.
Yeah, butthole jokes, some prolapse, lots of likes. Lots of you knows, right? You know what I mean?
I say like all the time.
I say you know what I mean way too much.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back. Lennon finally agreed to allow
We haven't even
the
finished one
youngster to
paragraph.
join the group. So we're talking about the Harrison thing.
Yeah, just so they were in a meeting on a double-decker bus.
What did I miss? I'm sure I missed like at least a page or two, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're on page 6.
good.
So it's done, actually. We can go.
Yeah.
So,
All right, that's it for this episode.
well, we mainly were just stuck on this sentence, which we both agreed, and your platonic life partner knows you more, was like, Coop wrote this for himself, and it would have sounded really cool when you said it. They had a second meeting on the second level of a double-decker bus. That's you.
That's you.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
And I didn't do it. Cool.
well, I kind of threw this together fairly quickly, so I didn't
No,
go
but I
and-
think that
and
was
do a
sort of
second-
written as like
second
Yeah.
pass. Let me-
that's your cadence, right?
Let's see. I mean, possibly. I usually go through and write everything out and then do another pass to make sure that there's nothing in there that's too repetitive or strange. I'm not even that good at that, but they had a second meeting on the second level of a double-decker bus where Harrison finally earned his place
Exactly
in the
right, like
band
butter.
by playing
It was like
Raunchy
butter.
by Bill Justice.
Okay.
Lennon finally agreed to allow the youngster to join the group.
Like cutting warm butter.
Oh, like just spreading left out butter on toast.
You don't even need to use the knife. You can use a spoon.
Oh, yeah.
That's spoon butter right there.
That's spoon butter.
I like that. Yeah, that's
Yes,
spoon butter.
yes. Okay, so that's how Harrison got involved. Basically shaming McCartney.
Yeah, well, it shamed McCartney to the point where he's like, I'm not going to fucking do this. I'm going to let somebody else do it so I don't
Yeah,
get
yeah,
made
yeah.
fun of.
Yeah.
Thankfully, George Harrison was actually a good guitarist because apparently Paul McCartney wasn't as good. That's why he went to bass.
At the time.
No, in general, if you're a bad guitarist, you play bass. I can say that as a guitarist that if you can't play guitar, you play bass.
Those who can't play bass.
Yeah. By autumn of 1958, the group had abandoned Skiffle, as well as some of the other band members. The new lineup, consisting of John, Paul, Stuart Sutcliffe, and George. Everybody else knows John, Paul, and George. I had to add Sutcliffe to the end of Stuart, because who the fuck's Stuart
exactly,
Sutcliffe?
exactly.
They changed their name to Johnny and the Moondogs and made an appearance on Star Search, which I didn't even know that Star Search was around
at that time.
Yeah, but apparently it was. I'm
Had
sure
to be
Ed
a
McMahon
different
wasn't
host.
hosting it at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point. Because, I mean, fuck, even Ed McMahon would have been kind of young.
I don't even know what Star Search is.
You never watched Star Search when you were a kid?
Ever?
That was,
We're the same age, so don't start. But
yeah, you.
it was.
I was
it
so poor I didn't have cable.
No, god damn it. Here we go again.
Joel.
Joel's bragging again.
Okay, we get it. You're awesome.
Star
I guess
Search,
you
is that like
wouldn't-
an MTV show?
Star Search was right. I mean, kind of not cool right in the beginning, like when we were little. So
Yeah.
you would. I caught like a couple. I didn't watch it all the fucking time, but
think
it
I
was
would
already
recognize it
on
if
the
I saw
way.
it.
Yeah.
It was pretty much X Factor before
Not-
variety
What-
shows
what's X
fell
Factor?
off. I don't know how to
X
explain.
Factor or like American Idol or
Yeah,
any
you
of
know
those
American
where like
Idol,
there's
right?
I know American
auditions.
Idol, yeah.
It was American Idol where you could do pretty much anything on stage because they would
Right.
have magicians and stuff like that on there
Right.
too.
So magicians, singers, comedians, whatever, and you would be chosen. You'd be the top 3. Ed McMahon would fucking whatever.
Yeah, Ed McMahon was the original Simon Cowell. That's
Yes.
his name, right? Yeah, except Ed McMahon wasn't an asshole.
The original Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Ed McMahon was the original Vince
Vince
McMahon.
McMahon, exactly.
Okay, I understand now.
They made it to the second heat, but eventually lost to one of the other acts. The group left before the final winner was announced. John wasn't about to leave the competition empty-handed. On his way out of the studio, he spotted an unattended electric guitar by the stage door and walked out with it. He later said,
John
quote, "The trip wasn't a total loss." Yeah, John Lennon stole a guitar from
the studio
Star Search,
band. Oh,
which
cool.
I have a personal problem with this because I had my guitar stolen by a band just after a show that we played with them.
Fuck.
What's fucked up, this was back in the MySpace days. And,
Was this when you were famous, Coop?
oh, yeah.
When you sold out?
Yeah, it was.
They were probably like, he's a sellout. He's super rich now.
Well, also, they knew, like, fuck, if I steal this guitar, I could sell this on
could be worth
eBay and make
something. Yeah,
millions
yeah,
of
yeah.
dollars.
I don't begrudge them.
I got it back before they could sell it, though. But this was back in the MySpace days.
Wait, you
and-
actually got your guitar back?
Yeah, no, we actually, because see, us tough suburban white kids, We rolled deep.
We called her mom.
Yeah.
She fucking took care of it.
Handled business.
Handled business for us.
So the guitar went missing after the show was over, because once when the bands are switching off in between shows at small venues like that, it's like you get your shit off the stage as quick as you can so the next group can set up.
Yeah.
And you just leave everything sitting off to the side of the stage so you're not moving a bunch of gear while the other band's performing.
Yeah, we know. We're cool.
So, yeah, you guys have been through this a bunch of times before. You know what's going on.
We're filmmakers, so we know the gear. You set the gear up, the lights.
Yeah.
So we were staging
a light
our
for me
our
is a
gear.
guitar for you. The light is my guitar.
Well, except a guitar takes talent.
And
Minor difference. Minor difference.
that's fucked up, Coop.
Shots fired. Go ahead.
I'm just joking, Joel.
Why'd you put joking in quotes?
I didn't.
Do you guys ever really fight like this?
I just saw you put it in quotes.
You guys have been in couples before, both of you.
Counseling?
No, just like been in a couple, long-term couple. Either one of you? Yes.
Yeah.
Us together?
No, like with girls, in other couples.
Oh.
And then when you hang out with like maybe another couple, and they're like clearly having problems, but trying to like be cool, and just jabbing each other.
What do you?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that. Carry on.
I'm sure that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't
She's just
apply.
bringing that up for no reason.
Yeah. That doesn't apply to you
You
guys.
suck at playing guitar.
Because you're fine and you live together and work together.
No, actually, I think now. Well, I'm better
you
at
should be fine.
I'm better at playing. No, I have to.
Which
I have to
which
internalize
plug
a
is this? You
lot of
unplug
shit.
This one, right?
For this
Oh my gosh,
relationship
good.
to work, I have to internalize a lot of shit.
Yeah. I do feel like you're the abused one. Just joking. So.
But I had my guitar stolen from a show once when all the gear was sitting off to the side of the stage. You see, that's why I have to internalize so much stuff.
I'm sorry, Coop, but you're saying you can relate to
John Lennon stealing the guitar from the show. I can relate to being on the receiving end of that, because when the guitar was stolen from the
end.
Yeah, because nobody lets me take my turn, Joel. Just like now, you're interrupting me.
episode called Uncomfortable Couples Dinner. Having dinner with your almost separated friends. Yeah.
No, we'll be together forever because Joel won't let me leave.
I know, because he treats you like fucking gold. You fucking bitch.
I'm his queen.
Not to get too dark, but a boyfriend has said that to me before. And I laughed.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're just going to cry.
I treat you like gold, you fucking bitch. And even then, I could see the fucking irony of it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
That sounds like a
Fine.
John Lennon line.
It does.
It does.
That sounds like something
Perfect.
that
Maybe
John
this is why
Lennon
I
would
hate
say.
him so much.
Oh yeah, because there's plenty of reasons to hate him. It's like, he was a hypocrite.
When
and
did you guys
piece
get
of
married?
shit and a wife beater.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. Not
kidding.
that one. Not that one, I promise. We're good.
Well, no, now you need to say the name of which one, first and last, and this isn't getting edited out of the show.
I don't know the last, but I know his first name is Terry.
Oh,
Fuck Terry.
well, you gotta
You guys don't know him.
expect that from a guy named
I
Terry.
know, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only good Terry is Terry Crews.
Who's your favorite Terry? Now listen, let's get back to the show. We're going real meta here. Go ahead. Off the rails.
The group went through a few minor lineup changes as well as trying out a few different names. Soon-to-be former member Stuart Sutcliffe suggested the Beatles, and the name stuck. After signing Pete Best as their new drummer, the group stocked up on drugs and headed for Germany for their first tour.
He got fired, and that he called him that because he was pissed off, right? He was like, "Well, fuck this shitty band. You're like the Beatles."
Yeah, and then he got fired. Is that what you're saying?
No,
cockroaches.
Sutcliffe hasn't been fired yet. Well, he ended up. So this is the portion of the show where I had to gloss over a bunch of stuff because I realized, like, oh shit, this is gonna.
Jesse's gonna talk way too much about prolapse.
Well, no,
I'm gonna have to really.
I was accounting for that also. In the beginning, I was accounting for that.
Yes.
But then once I got this far, I was like, oh, fuck, this is just too long in general. Even with the prolapse talk, this is going to take way too long. Because I was working from 40 pages of pre-prepared material. And there's no way in hell we're getting through 40 pages. We're on page 3 now.
You know what makes me happy,
how many
though,
pages?
is I do feel like we're going to have to do a part 2.
There is a part 2 that I started
No, there already
today.
is a part 2.
Oh, well,
we're gonna have to
this
do a
is gonna
part
be a
1.2.
Yeah. Well, how many did you do of Columbus?
Columbus
We did
was
6.
6 parts.
6.
Yeah.
I think this Lennon could be. I mean, I'm not trying to
much time
give
do you have?
myself work, but
No, it's okay.
you know,
Well,
I'm here for a couple days, so if we like record at night, you know,
Well,
we might be able to do a 4-parter of Lennon.
we can throw you a bone. We'll have you on the show a few more times, and hopefully this will.
Let's talk first.
Stop. I know.
Okay, you're right. I need
This
to
is what
discuss
you
this
always
with
do.
Joel.
You always just make all the decisions
Perfect,
without talking to me
perfect,
first.
perfect. That's just that was too real, right? That was like too real of a couples thing where it's like, oh, are you just decide? Okay.
Go ahead.
We're joking.
Just have her on the show every day.
We're
I
joking.
can wait outside.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course we're joking.
Am I your co-host or is it her?
Should we switch seats?
Yeah.
Maybe on the next show she could sit here.
Okay, Joel. Seriously, are we
Should I
joking?
just
Are we
be-
joking? We're joking right now, right?
Should I just be off camera? I can be off camera. That's fine. No, that's fine.
I did have to cut this down from a 40-page document originally that I had written 3 years ago at this point, 4 years ago at this point. There was a lot of information in there because I was going into the background stories of the other Beatles and stuff like that at the same time. But for this, I wanted to focus just on John Lennon being a piece of shit because he was really the biggest piece of shit at it. Everybody,
But they're all pieces of shit.
I mean,
No wonder I don't.
I
like
mean,
their music.
everybody
I don't
is
know.
to a
Is
certain
Paul-
degree.
Is Paul a piece of shit? Do you know what I mean? Like
I
in
can't-
your research?
I can't think of anything. Maybe a little narcissistic, but I don't know if
You have
that's.
to be.
you have to be.
Yeah, to be in their
Lead.
position, you kind of have to be.
You have to. Oh, well, this is interesting. Then how did he go from that to being the lead?
So Stuart Sutcliffe was originally the bass player, I believe,
Yeah.
and Paul McCartney was the lead guitarist first, and then he swapped out with George Harrison, who still blows my mind. He was only 15 years old at the time when he joined the band.
I will say he was the one that like actually knew how to play, right? Was that the deal?
I think that out of everybody in the band, he was the most musically pure.
Yes. If you talk to
maybe-
people like actual musicians, they're like, well, George Harrison was actually like a for real guitar player, right?
Yeah, he
As
overall
opposed
he
to-
was the one that was the most focused on. He
could
just wanted to
probably
write
read
music.
even.
Oh, I'm
The
sure
only
that
one that could. Yeah.
I think that's true, actually.
if there was anybody
I don't
there,
think any of them could read music except for yeah.
if there was anybody there that actually understood music theory to any degree, it was George Harrison.
You need to have one of those in the group.
Yeah.
That's true.
Phenmetrazine, or Preludin, as it is also known, is a stimulant similar to amphetamine, normally used for weight loss supplements.
Fun.
I bet you're wondering why I'm talking about this. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the Beatles used to get through their first tour in Germany.
Was there
The
not
first one.
Coke?
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you
But
just
these
do
are like-
Coke like a normal fucking rock star?
Or, I mean, like a normal person in general. How else does
Yeah.
anybody get through their fucking days?
They were probably easing into it because they actually were fucking dorks. Like to be
And
honest.
they were kids at this time.
They
were
were
all
kids and they were dorks.
hard to
between
find.
the ages of their
Yeah.
late teens and
It was
early
scary
20s.
still.
That's fair.
Yeah, and you probably, I mean, phenmetrazine was probably all over the place in post-war World
What's
War.
phenmetrazine?
Phenmetrazine, or Preludin, as it is also known, is a stimulant similar to amphetamine, normally used as a weight loss supplement. That was the sentence that I just read.
So it's
The one that he just said.
it's a weight loss pill.
Yeah. So what would be
Go pills.
Phen-
It's like Adderall. I think it
Or
would be
there
like
was like, remember like Fen. Remember that fucking weight loss shit back in the day that they outlawed because it was straight up meth.
yeah, it was
basically,
just
but
fucking killing people.
Yeah, that you could get over the counter. That was basically amphetamine. Fucking
God, those were the days.
Fen.
Yeah, if only. I mean, now you
I
like
wish I was
to.
a part of those days.
I mean, to get the shit that I take, I have
You're
to.
skinny as fuck right now.
No, dude.
Coop would be dead.
I know, Coop.
No, I have to jump through a lot of hoops to get the medication that I'm on, and that's what keeps me fit. Mentally, not physically. Well,
Sure.
not even mentally.
Sure.
It's what gets me through my days. During the tour, the group would play between 5 and 6 90-minute sets per day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a brutal fucking schedule. Their accommodations were less than stellar during the trip. They frequently slept in storerooms and utility closets at the venues, and as Lennon described it, quote, "We were put in this pigsty. We were living in a toilet right next to the ladies' toilet. We'd go to bed late and be woken up the next day by the sound of the cinema show and an old German Frau pissing next door."
German Frau.
Frau is, it's like saying woman in German.
Right.
I'm sure there's a more
Fraulein?
accurate. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Similar to that. During this time, John was still in a relationship with Cynthia Powell. Having a girlfriend wasn't enough to fight the temptation of easy access to lady parts, though. At one point, John didn't show up for his scheduled performance. The bouncer of the venue was sent to... What?
Oh, I'm just surprised he didn't show up.
Oh, I thought you were surprised that he was cheating on Cynthia, because I think he probably was doing that all the goddamn
I
time.
wasn't
Yeah.
surprised about that. no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
The bouncer of the venue was sent looking for him and found him in the bathroom, giving a female fan the business. The bouncer broke up the amorous couple with a bucket of water and physically forced John out of the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
What kind of business was that?
I mean,
the usual.
probably just penis and vagina, right?
He was
Yeah,
just
I would think
ignoring them till they threw a bucket of water on him.
Might have been.
Yeah, no, they were just, he was like going to finish.
He's like, you know,
He was just like,
hold
nope.
on. Just
Yeah.
I was actually.
So good.
I was curious about that too because
Right?
there's
There's no other reason.
Yeah, no other. There's
Unless you're
no
so
other
fucked up.
accurate description
Yeah.
of how it happened.
oh, if
But-
you're fucking hammered.
That's true. You
Well,
don't even notice.
Yeah, I guess even then you might
just
not
don't give a
notice.
fuck.
But if
First
if
tour.
somebody's sitting there like, hey, break it up, you two,
Sure.
you're gonna kind of hear it.
And it's the first tour they're on?
Yeah,
It's already
yeah,
like
very
this.
first tour.
Fuck.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, and it just got worse.
He must have been fucking born with this, like, ego god complex thing.
Right?
Because it seems like he just always had it. Right?
Yeah.
Or
it-
there must have been some switch in childhood, some shitty thing that happened or whatever.
the
and
mom
he
getting hit by the
switched to
car,
like, this is
maybe.
what I'm going to fucking do to make sure that.
I feel like what it could have been is he spent so much of his time being neglected by both of his parents. His dad was absent. His mom would spend time going out to these clubs. He ended up being given up by his mom and had to live with his aunt. So he wanted to feel accepted and wanted. So once he got into the spotlight, there's all of these women that want him. He's just gonna take it all.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Mommy? Yep.
He was
Love it.
looking for mommy the whole
Yep.
time. He found a lot of them.
He found a lot of mummies.
Their hectic first
Made a lot
tour.
of mommies.
He made a lot.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, holy shit. I wonder how many illegitimate children he actually has. He's for sure, because his first
He didn't
child
give
with
a fuck.
Cynthia was an accident.
Yeah.
So-
he was fertile.
Oh yeah, he definitely. I mean,
He wasn't pulling out for sure.
Yeah.
He
I
doesn't
doubt
have
it. I mean, was
respect
that
for
even
anybody.
really like a
A
thing
thing
back
back in the-
then?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I think because you could just leave. Back in the
Yeah.
day, you could just leave, right? So it's like, well, maybe you get pregnant.
Way less
I don't
risk.
fucking care. Like,
That's your problem,
you're
not
not gonna
mine.
come find me, and if you do, the law's on my side. So go fuck yourself.
Damn. That's
Right?
true.
Those were the days.
I know.
Things have gotten so hard for men.
Those were the days
gotten so
before
much harder for
23
men.
and me
Yeah.
and fucking.
You can track
Child
down
support and all
anybody.
this
I mean,
shit.
even just fucking Facebook is making it harder. You can't have a public profile without all these girls coming and saying like, "Oh, hey, you fucking got me pregnant."
Yeah, I know.
Stupid.
Oh, I'm your son. It's like, are you though? You know what I mean?
Their hectic first tour came to an end in a flurry of broken contracts and arson charges. The group decided their accommodations at a club called the Kaiser Keller weren't quite cutting it. They received a better offer from a club across the street and broke the contract with the Kaiser Keller to head for greener pastures. When the
Don't
owner,
begrudge them that though.
oh no, they were being
You do
treated
have
like
to
shit.
fucking follow the money.
Yeah,
Sorry.
They got
That
they got
is
offers
how it
for
goes.
better accommodations
Yep.
and better pay.
That's
I mean,
fine.
there's no reason to
Gotta
have
take it.
loyalty like that to some club in a different country that you don't even live in.
To your wife and the mother of your kids,
That's
sure.
a little different. Yeah.
Let's have some loyalty.
I mean, that's
to
up
the
for
club
debate.
that's not paying you as much. Follow the fucking money. That's what I say.
Yeah, because you have to pay for all those illegitimate children if you
Absolutely.
get caught.
Absolutely.
Just ideally, you don't get caught.
If
When the owner of the Kaiser Keller learned of their decision, he got his revenge by reporting George Harrison for working under the legal age. Harrison was arrested and deported, leaving the group one member short. They didn't have to worry for long, as Pete Best and Paul McCartney later got arrested for arson and deported. They had a really fun first tour.
perfect.
Holy shit.
McCartney and
The Beatles
Best,
were fucking badass for a
Yeah,
second.
wait, so they were partying?
Oh, they were badass for a
dude.
second.
In the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, they were partying through their entire career. It just got less and less
but
cool over the
You party
years.
and then you start whining while you're partying. And then it's not cool if you're whining while you party.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it changed from them partying like a bunch of independent musicians to partying like a bunch of
A big band
Rich
with
people.
security and fucking people that are gonna get them all the
there's
shit
no
that they want.
there's no soul behind it. There's they were appreciating what they were doing at the time.
But Lennon was already smacking bitches before he even got in the band, so fuck it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So they're not cool.
No, we hate him.
yeah,
Still.
yeah. Fuck him. McCartney and Best returned to the Kaiser Keller to retrieve their equipment and found the owner had cut off the electricity. With no source of light, they made the obvious decision to nail a condom to the wall and light it on fire like a makeshift candle.
That
Which,
the
it-
smell
that's
of
bad.
that
It
is
actually
like
is a-
in my nostrils right now.
That's a good move.
Nailing a condom to the wall and letting it get on fire. Go ahead.
When they were doing their tour in Germany, that's when they were full-blown rock stars. They were living the lifestyle properly.
Yes.
In my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yes.
They were having fun, they were appreciating it, they were being irreverent,
Yes.
just having a good time playing music,
Yes.
working hard. Then later they got rich and just turned into a bunch of prima donnas.
Just fucking bowl cut fucking losers.
So the whole bowl cut thing, that actually comes from Pete Best, the former drummer of the Beatles, the guy who was playing drums for him before Ringo Starr. He was dating she was either a photographer or a painter or something like that. And she actually convinced Pete to start wearing like tight pants and cut his hair in that specific style and had him start wearing Ray-Ban sunglasses. So Pete Best started getting all of the attention where everybody, like all the girls in the audience, just fucking loved him.
And so these fucking losers
They all
just fucking
copied him?
copied his whole style and was like, look at me too.
Not only that,
Oh God.
they booted him out of the band and then started copying him. Because Paul McCartney and John Lennon fucking hated him for getting all of the attention. He's just a fucking drummer. The drummer's
Yeah.
not supposed to be getting attention. You're supposed to
I
sit
mean,
back
for
behind
me,
the drum
the
set.
drummer was
and-
taking all
For
the.
me, they get attention. Oh yeah.
I've got
I've always
respect
liked
for
the drummer
drummers.
the most.
Oh, I've dated every type of drummer.
Really?
Oh yes.
Drumline and like a high school
No, I'm
drumliner?
saying like alcoholic drummer, abusive drummer, drug addict drummer, all of the things. Like
Really?
drummers. Drummers.
What is it about drummers that draws them to you?
I think it was the same thing as Pete Best, right? Where it was just like you're fucking cool, but you don't need to be in the front, right? So you
Yeah.
obviously don't have that initial flashy thing.
Not as
and
much
so
ego.
not as much ego, but you're fucking cool. You're controlling the whole band without needing to be in front.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's this sort of thing where you feel like you're the only one that notices them, right? And you're like, oh, the drummer.
That's a lot of layers all at once.
Very.
That is a lot of
I
layers.
had a
That's
lot of
like,
time to think about it.
Yeah, it's a lot
Because
of
I've
good-
dated a lot of drummers, right? And I'm just like, why do I keep going for these fucking loser drummers, right?
so that's kind of like
Those good reasons.
that's like going for the hot girl that isn't as hot as the others because you think like, oh,
But
she's-
she is, right? She's just not as like outwardly hot, right?
yeah,
She's hotter.
So she's like,
But she's in the back.
She stays back. She's not fucking thirsty. She's not fucking coming after you like this. She's just like being cool, doing her thing, wearing whatever she thinks is cool, doing whatever. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I noticed
I
that.
like
But I mean,
that.
also on a certain level, it's kind of like, well, they're going to appreciate my attention because nobody else is paying attention to them,
That's
right?
also true, right?
No,
I mean,
that makes
infinite
sense.
Unless they
layers,
have a bowl cut,
infinite
apparently.
layers on that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, then everybody fucking loves them, but then they get kicked out of the band because who the fuck are they to outshine the lead singer and the lead guitarist?
Exactly.
And, well, Paul McCartney ended up being the bassist.
The minute that they do that, Travis Barker, right? They get fucking. It's like we're done. You know what I mean? Like as soon as the drummer becomes bigger than. It's probably pretty. You could probably track it in all bands where like
Who's
there's
the
a
most
couple.
famous drummer? Sting?
Sting
famous
wasn't
drummer?
a drummer. Sting was a bassist.
So probably like Rush. Remember Rush?
Who's the guy that
fucking
plays-
drummer
Oh,
from
Neil
Rush?
Peart.
Who's
Right?
the guy that plays
Yeah.
the drums and sings?
In what? Oh, that was
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins is who I was thinking
Phil
of.
Collins, and then also like Don Henley, kind of from the Eagles. Did
Oh,
too, but
yeah.
not really.
Yeah.
Not like as a rule, but yeah. As
I mean,
soon
Don
as,
Henley
like-
did have some of the best hits from the Eagles, though.
Yeah, and then they broke up because the drummer
Getting all the
became fucking bigger. Well, that's probably not the best example, but there are a couple things where Def Leppard. Once he fucking lost his arm and shit.
Then he became
Then he was
hot
fucking
shit.
hot shit, and they had to break up, right? Because that's not how it works. It ruins the whole fucking social structure of a band, right?
That fucking selfish asshole from Def Leppard went and got himself in a goddamn car crash and lost
Seriously.
his arm.
Right.
And then just took over the whole fucking band. He's like Yoko Ono, just ruined the whole band for
Thank
everybody
you.
else.
Thank you.
Wait, doesn't
it
the-
just doesn't work that way.
the drummer from Mastodon sings.
Yeah. Brandaler, I think is the drummer.
Yeah.
I should really know the
You
name
have them
and
tattooed on
position
your
of
arm.
every single person in that band because I've been listening to them since high school,
Right.
and I've got an album cover of theirs tattooed on my arm.
Right. But I mean, rightly so, you shouldn't really know the drummer's name.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like
their
that's
background.
that's the idea, is that like if you know a drummer's name, that band broke up.
Yeah, the drummer's not doing their job right. They're doing their job just a little bit too well.
A little bit too well. Like you
But-
need to make it so that I fucking shine, right? As a lead guitarist, a fucking lead singer, whatever it is. Like if
I think-
you're starting to like outshine me,
Really,
Yeah,
everybody,
we're breaking
outta
up.
here, yeah.
We're breaking
as
up.
shitty as it is, everybody should be supporting the lead singer and making them look good because they're the front man of the band. I mean, everybody can have their moment to shine, and you know they're all talented musicians and everything, but the person representing the band is generally the lead singer. I mean, if
Exactly
not, then
right.
he's a fucking beta
Exactly
simp
right.
cuck.
But-
But
Sometimes
sometimes, or they're just way
sometimes
too timid.
a drummer steps out of fucking
Just
line,
sometimes a
dude.
drummer cuts his hair a certain way, and
Sometimes a drummer gets a bowl cut, starts
Takes
wearing
a bowl cut,
Ray-Bans, puts on some
and
skinny
then they
jeans.
fucking fire him and steal his whole fucking shit.
Do you guys know about the Best of the Beatles, or I think it's called Best of the Beatles?
What is this?
So after
is that like a calendar with the drummer that got fired?
it's an album with the drummer that got fired because
Oh.
Pete Best used to be the drummer for the Beatles.
The best of the Beatles. I love it, Pete.
It
Smart
was
move.
Good
fucking
for
genius.
you.
He released an album called Best of the Beatles after he got kicked out of the Beatles. Once the Beatles were huge
Sure.
hot shit,
Sure.
he released an album
You
called
think- yeah.
Best of the Beatles.
That's really good.
Sold like gangbusters because people thought that it was a best of album from the Beatles, but it was just a solo
God
album
bless him.
from Pete Best. Fucking brilliant. Oh, such a good idea.
Good for him.
Yeah. He made a.
Fuck
I mean,
them.
as far as I know, he made a lot of money off of it. But then he got a cease and desist from the Beatles saying like, "Oh, hey, stop stealing our name."
Well, I hope he made a good amount before that.
I mean, I
Sure he
think
did.
I'm sure that he made a decent amount. I hope that he got to keep a lot of it.
More than any other drummer.
I hope.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
yeah,
ever made.
probably. You're selling something that's supposed to be a best of album. This was like, as far as I can remember, like this was during the height of their fame that he released this. So yeah,
brilliant.
he would have sold shitloads. That's like the cover of the Post Malone song that Ross was talking to about us the other
Oh,
night.
the Hootie and the Blowfish thing? Or wait, no.
No, he was showing us a cover of a Post Malone song that's just done in, I think it's just done in Spanish.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
Spanish
yeah,
version
yeah,
of it.
Yeah.
and
Oh, a
it-
cover song, yeah.
yeah, but it's a illicit, like a non-sanctioned cover song.
But I think he was fucking cool with it. I think.
Oh,
Post Malone
I have
was.
no idea.
I think he like posted or something, was like, oh, I love this.
That's fucking
because
awesome.
that would be
That's-
sweet.
yeah,
I know
that's
it's
cool.
not up to him. I'm sure the label fucking had their
Trying to
issues.
sue him.
But yeah, he has enough money. That's what I always. It's like, dude, just let him make the fucking cover, right?
Yeah, with
If
Pete
you
Best.
think that's going to fucking outshadow whatever album, you have problems.
Have you
And that's
listened to
being
the
greedy.
album that he made? Like, I hope that he planned it all and like he's just
Best of the Beatles.
like playing like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
shittiest
yeah, yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
Like a 30-minute drum solo that isn't even all that good.
Yes,
Just
yes. And
horrible.
everyone
Playing
keeps
all the
waiting.
instruments.
They just keep going to the next. Is there
Like,
a
wait, where?
Oh,
It's like
I don't-
playing the
Lord.
flute on
And
one.
I don't
then
recognize
just
any of
gone
these
through the whole
songs.
album, just skipping through. Yeah,
I think that is
hope.
how it actually turned out, though. Is people would, well, it obviously was how it turned
Clearly,
out. Is
yeah.
people would pick it up
the
thinking
fuck
that it
is
was a
this?
Beatles
Here's
album.
what I would do. I would sell the album, and then each fucking track would be like,
Fuck the
"Fuck
Beatles.
John, fuck Paul," but it'd be like a little bit of drums. Dun, 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 dun. Fuck John,
Fuck the Beatles.
fuck Paul, and then it's like those are the only songs. Love it.
It's just cowbell the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
I would be more excited about an album like that than,
Yes.
than an actual best of album of the Beatles. Or I mean, even with any band that I listen to, if one of their
Oh.
former members released an album that was just them, not even necessarily playing songs, but just
Yes.
them like making some noise and talking shit about the band, I'd buy it just for the
I
spectacle.
would pay top dollar.
That might be what the album is. We don't know.
We don't know.
Actually, yeah, I've never listened to it myself personally.
How much we got left here?
Well,
How many
I think
pages?
We got plenty.
part one. I mean, we're at 2 hours.
Oh,
How many
But-
pages left?
Find something that we
about
can
two and
like
a half.
connect.
I got a sentence right here that I can wrap it up on.
Oh my gosh, perfect.
It's actually just the end of the paragraph that I started, so that works out pretty well.
I mean, you didn't need to
You're,
tell
you're,
people that.
you're gonna do a
Well-
do a 2-part bender with us. You're gonna come back tomorrow. We're gonna do this again.
Is that okay?
Fuck yeah,
Hell yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Because we have the notes, right?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
need to do anything. We just
I'll-
need to literally get here and start drinking. Can you
Yeah.
handle
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, maybe. I mean, 2 nights in a row. That's at my age. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just cap
The
off this.
sparkling water's,
Cap
you
off
know,
this part,
strong.
and we'll call it a night.
All right.
So I left off with Paul and Pete Best lighting a condom on fire that was nailed to the wall.
Oh, Lord, I almost
Which is
forgot about
incredible.
that.
I love them
Please
for
bring
that.
it up again.
Yeah, no, it was fucking awesome. The owner of the club arrived shortly after, and upon seeing the improvised light the two of them had put together, they were arrested for arson.
Oh, that was the arson
That's
charge.
how they got arson. Okay.
Brilliant.
And
Love-
with that,
love those
their
charges.
first tour came to an end.
Oh,
That's how their first tour in Germany ended.
that's
With-
how the first
with
tour.
It actually got
3
canceled
of
because of
them,
that.
yeah, 3 of them got deported. 2 of them got arrested.
Because they lit a condom on fire. God bless them. Fuck, I love the Beatles now.
Right? Well, you love the
Tour
they,
one.
They were the Beatles.
They
at
they were
that
the
point.
they were the Beatles at this point. Stuart
Tour
Sutcliffe
tour
was,
1 of the Beatles I like.
Tour one.
yeah, the first tour that the Beatles went
The
on
fuck
when they were
John
when they
Lennon
were
None
in
of their
Germany.
albums or John Lennon.
I don't know any of their
The
songs.
First like undocumented tour of the Beatles. I loved.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful. Well, so John
They should have named that tour Condom on the Wall.
was still being
A cunt.
an asshole during the tour because
Sure.
one of the things that he liked to do during the tour. So this is in post World War II Germany. Hitler has been dead for
2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Freshly dead.
he's
They
been
haven't
dead
took
for
down all the signs yet.
at that point he's been dead for at least 2 weeks. It had to have been at least 2 weeks.
Still taking down the flags.
Sure.
Still carrying out
So
bodies.
something that John Lennon liked to do during these shows is he would walk out on stage and goose step and do the Hitler salute with a comb held over his upper lip, impersonating Hitler's mustache.
Is this real?
Shit.
Yeah, no, dead serious.
Is there footage of that?
Guys,
Yeah, I mean just eyewitness reports. There's no video
any
footage.
of you
pretend to be
weren't
Hitler on
our
stage?
side? Do you know what I mean? If any of you were
Who
like,
loves John Lennon
"Oh,
still?"
sure, if you still love John Lennon, don't listen to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. If you love John Lennon, raise your hand with your palm extended outwards.
yeah. Heil John Lennon,
Lennon.
if
Heil
you
Lennon.
like him.
He would do that for real?
Yeah. Yeah, he would goose step on stage. And I really want to stress that this is just a matter of
Very
years after World War II.
fresh, yeah.
People are still
Yeah.
sensitive about that shit
People's
nowadays.
families are still
understandably
fucked up from that.
Yeah.
But there are people that lived under the rule of Hitler in this fucking city.
Excited to see his show.
It'd be like
And he's
9/11,
goose-stepping.
2004, being like,
And then you go see System of
Yeah.
a Down in
Yeah,
concert, and they're pretending to crash their
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
into buildings.
Yeah.
And shit.
yeah.
You're like, too soon, bro.
Or they're
Yeah,
like
just a
dressed up as
little too soon.
Osama or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Wait, that was a good Osama bin Laden.
Did you like
yeah,
that?
was just that. Yeah, I
That's
felt
why.
that.
That's why
Now
people.
I'm like embarrassed.
That's why people need to subscribe to the YouTube channel, so,
Yeah.
so they can see
You
all
need
of
to
this
see
amazing
it.
stuff going on right now,
Yeah,
and
you
not
need
just
to
listen
see
to
it.
it.
Amazing stuff.
You guys,
The most amazing visual stuff I've ever seen.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited that I'm actually going to come back. And I promise that I'll keep the interruptions to
a
a minimum.
maximum.
Because I know at this point, the people that are listening are like, okay, but wait. Because there are some, I will say this, there are some people listening going, John Lennon was what? Do you know what I mean? It's actually
That's
not
recaps
well,
for because on
but
the
I'm
next
saying
one,
it's not well documented
Oh,
True.
because of that.
Yeah, because people idolize
And
John
if
Lennon
you say
still.
one thing about him, you get fucking annihilated by the
Oh
Beatles.
no, he was so peaceful.
Yes.
He wrote Imagine. How could you say that about John Lennon?
And so there are some people going, but was he? And by the way, he really was. And it gets even worse than the Hitler story.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. We haven't
If
got
I
into
actually
all the
let you read, I think people will.
get bored.
No, they'll know that he actually was a fucking asshole. But anyway,
Well, I mean, he did some pretty shitty things in this episode. He's been beating the shit out of his
Yeah.
girlfriend and soon to
if
be
you
wife.
still
kid
like
smacking-
him, look inward.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Perfect.
Jesse, thank you for coming on our show.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
thank
Oh,
you.
Jesse.
and
I love
also
you guys.
thank you for. Oh, actually,
All of this.
this is the first time you actually came down to the basement you put us in, Drinking Bros basement or the
Yeah.
yeah, Drinking Bros
Yeah,
basement.
we
That's what
definitely
we've been
put you in
saying
there.
2-hour
it is.
walk through the sewer system, and then you end up in this room.
Yeah, I like to call it like the janitor's closet, but that's only for insurance purposes. But it actually is. I think there's black mold in here even.
That's
so
what that
I
smell
hope
is, yeah.
that you guys, if there's any time in the episode where you guys get a little bit loopy, if you ever do, it's really just that.
Oh, we start off
Some
that way.
carbon monoxide. I took out the what is it?
The
Sprinkler
asbestos?
The
system.
sensor, the carbon monoxide
okay.
thing, because it was just going on like shit crazy. So I took that out, and there's definitely black mold. I was told that, but
Yeah, see,
I just don't usually come in.
I
here.
thought you were going to try and say that you got rid of all the asbestos also, and I know for a fact that isn't true because
you
I
know how I
looked.
feel about asbestos.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
at least towards us. I mean,
Yes.
it
Anyways,
clears out the lungs.
I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say it at the top of the show, but you
I know I don't.
went all into that butt stuff.
I know I'm really sorry, and then it made
But-
you uncomfortable, and then you were wearing a mask. And
Yeah,
like,
but thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Thank you
found
guys.
us from across the country and brought us here and took care of us and gave us a home, and it's the shit. You were the source behind it. And everyone else here has helped too, Ross and Dan and
Yes.
everybody here. They've all been supportive and helped us a shit ton, but it was you that
Nobody else had a
planted the
reason
seed.
to take a chance with us.
Yeah.
I will
do
like
really
to
appreciate
say, since you guys are giving me credit, I will like to say that when I heard your show back in the day, you guys were doing it how long ago?
it was about 3 years ago.
About 3.5
years
years.
ago. I was like, this is the fucking shit. Like, I thought it was awesome. How do I somehow take credit for it? And so I somehow was able to be like, okay, they could come out here and be on the network, and then I can be like a part of it without actually doing any of the stuff. So you guys know that I love that. But the only reason that not the only reason I love you guys, I wanted you guys to be out here, but the only reason that I was like, dude, you guys need to come out here because the show is fucking awesome. It's awesome. It always has been. I love your guys' dynamic. I love all of it. I wouldn't be coming back tomorrow if it was anyone else.
I'm so excited about that. I'm excited
Do you know
about
what I mean?
that already.
That
And I
means a
hope
lot.
that like
Thank you.
we're going to like get barbecue and maybe we drink a little bit and then we do like hungover part 2.
Well, I don't
Okay.
drink, so I mean, you
Yeah, I
guys
don't
can
drink
drink
either.
Do you not?
No,
you
we
get
don't-
drunk.
we don't drink,
You
no.
don't? Me
I've never been drunk
As
before.
he's slamming a White Claw.
Yeah, but White Claw isn't drinking. We know that.
It is for him.
Well, yeah, for a normal person, it's not.
He did take a half shot before the show, huh?
Yeah, he did.
I'll take a half
Take like
shot.
a little quarter.
Well,
but he
okay,
I'll just take a little
okay.
sip. No, I think he said sipper. I'll take a little sipper.
And
No, I'm joking.
there was tequila, vodka, and whiskey, and then there was an apple flavored, like, fake whiskey.
I didn't take it. Joel
And
talked
he,
me out of
he
it.
was like, "That's the one I think I want."
okay,
That's the one I want. Is it
I have.
sweet?
I
Is
had.
it
I
sweet? Is it too sweet?
I don't know.
You don't
I
want that.
didn't.
It'll make
I,
you sick,
I
man.
didn't take a shot
You
of
don't
it.
want that.
I ended up going with tequila, which I'm sure is a bad idea.
Nope.
But
That was
I
right
have
on time.
admitted
that train
before.
is right on time.
I have admitted at least 2 times before on the show that I'm a basic bitch. I'm okay with
Loves
that.
his Fireball. Yeah.
No, that's
Fireball
fine.
is my favorite.
That's
My
fine.
favorite alcohol.
You know what? I really
I'm
enjoy
a
it.
wino. What are you gonna do? The only one here that can actually drink like hard liquor and stuff is Joel,
Yeah.
True.
and so he's gonna be taking us to dinner.
Okay. Okay.
All right, guys.
Whiskey
All right.
shots
So you guys
on me.
want to
Love you.
close us up, and we'll be on our way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, take us
Andy.
out of here, Coop.
All right, that's been it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. You can follow us on iTunes, subscribe, rate, review. It helps us out with the ratings, get us further up on the charts. Right now we're at number 27. Let's get that up to number 1.
Ooh, could you imagine? Top 10. Let's get
Let's
the top
do
10.
it.
Yeah,
Well, this
top 10.
episode. If
This
you
should
have,
put us
If you
over
have
the
Jessie on, obviously.
Honestly, this is probably gonna
25.
put us
yeah.
up. At least
It'll bump you up one spot, I bet.
we'll probably be 26 by
I
tomorrow.
just hope we're in the top
For sure,
100 after
possibly.
this comes out.
She's our boss now, Joel.
Oh,
Not gonna
we're gonna
happen.
top 10 for sure.
Be cool.
Be cool.
You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. We are on the Drinking Bros History channel now,
Yes.
which be sure to put the apostrophe at the end of drinking, or else it's not going to show up the first time. That's something that I actually just found out the first
Yeah, it
time.
doesn't show up unless you put that apostrophe.
Yeah, just
All right, I'm
recently.
going to change that.
But once you subscribe, we'll show up in your feed all the time,
Yeah.
ideally. Anything you guys want to plug?
Butts.
Boobs.
See, this is
Vaginas.
why
Boobs.
I usually have a little outro
Taints?
script that I glance at to
Yeah,
remember all
yeah.
the things that I'm supposed to promote.
Or else.
Haven't
Tell them
memorized
to
it yet.
follow our Instagram.
Yeah, follow our
Oh, yeah,
Instagram at Iconoblast Podcast. You can also follow Joel using at Joel R. Benner. You can follow me if you want to see me repost all the stuff that Joel reposts, or all the stuff that Joel posts at Coop Nukem. And
You can find
besides
me
that,
at Jessie Wiseman on all the shits. All the shits all over the shit.
all the shits.
All the shits where you do shit, internet, blah, blah, blah. It's Jessie Wiseman everywhere.
That would be a good show title. All the shits with Jessie Wiseman.
All the shits.
You can just talk about buttholes all
Oh my God,
day.
you guys, well, you clearly know I can fill up 2 hours of that, right?
Easily.
Easy. And you can find me on Ross Patterson Revolution and Drinking
Yes.
Broettes podcast on
Which-
Drinking Bros Network and Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find your fucking bullshit.
Ross Patterson Revolution's my favorite podcast.
It's so good. You guys have to check it out. This has been the Iconoblast Podcast. I am Matt Cooper,
Joel Benner.
and
Jessie Weissman.
reminding you
Kyle.
to never take anything at face value.
Fuck John Lennon.